Hello and welcome to the Stubzcast, the content creator where I interview different content creators about their journey into gaming and the content creation field and streaming and all sorts. And hopefully, in the end, people get something out of it. We have a new gaming website called BG4G Hub, www.bg4ghub.com. It's a great gaming site for independent reviews, news, podcast, and much more. Please check it out. This week we have on Rawr. How you doing?
Hello there. Yes, how's it going? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, had a good Christmas.
I had a great Christmas, man. Yeah. I mean, it could have been better, but I mean, we took what we could, and obviously with the circumstances in life and how things are going, you go with the flow. But yeah, man, it was okay. Just me, my mum, and my brothers, and my uncle. But yeah, sadly, I lost one of my uncles just recently, just before Christmas. So yeah, it's been a bit hectic with a funeral and, just trying to help my mum clean the house. And yeah, but apart from that, dude, it's been okay. I made it up with a lot of beer.
Oh, no, yeah, good to hear. Sorry to hear about that. I mean, I lost my my granddad about 2.5 months ago, and my nan is on the minute on end of life care. So you know what I mean. So,
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So,
everyone, yeah, dude, it's horrible. It's horrible.
It is, but
it's
gotta roll with it.
You gotta roll with it, as always would say. You gotta roll with it. Let's have a drink, dude. Let's have a sip. Just say cheers and hope everything is better for 2021. And thank you, everybody, who tuned in the stream. And thank you, Stubz, for having me on here, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm going to give you a little promo. Whether I'll get it right or wrong, you can correct me after. Anyone who hasn't heard of Rawr, he's a Gears of War content creator on YouTube and on Twitch. He's really puts in the work. He's a top tier player who is also a Coalition Studios partner in the TCA, the Coalition Army. So it's an honor to have him on the show. Have I got everything covered, or have I missed anything?
That sounds amazing. Yeah, thank you. My ego is getting bigger. Nah, man, thank you for that. Yeah, that's everything you basically said there. Been in the scene for over 10 years. I've been in a few teams. I've led one of the biggest Gears of War teams, Team Essence, with a few of my friends, and obviously by still doing my own channel at the same time. So I'm just dedicated to Gears of War, and that's my passion.
Oh, you definitely are. Definitely are. There's a few people in the chat. Welcome, Tyrus. Welcome, Jay Richardson, live on YouTube. We're also live on Twitch on Rawr's channel.
Thank you. Yes.
One of them affiliates has got loads of subs. I had one once, and that was it.
I will make sure to subscribe to you. Yeah, sure. You are very welcome.
Well, what's that? Right, here we go. I've got some questions now. So when did you first get into gaming? So like your gaming history, I mean, I presume it was when you were like a little kid, I presume.
Yeah. So I can't exactly remember the exact age, but it was definitely from a very young age, from like 3 maybe onwards. My uncle, he had a Dreamcast, he had a PlayStation 1, he had like the Nintendos. He had all those, like, the Sega Mega Drives and all that. And that's when we'd go down there to play it. And then my first ever console was the Sega Mega Drive.
Sonic. What's that right next to me?
Oh, do you? Wow.
I have the original Mark 1. My wife bought me it for my birthday. She found one because I didn't want one of them ones. They've re-released it with all the games built in.
Yes.
I wanted ones where I could go out and get the cartridges and put the cartridges in.
That is amazing. Yes.
But yeah, Sonic.
Wow, Sonic. Classic, is it, dude? Yeah, definitely 100%. What else do we love? I used to play, obviously, some of the classic, the old school football games where it was like, you couldn't even tell there were players, like FIFA, but it was like pro.
Little heads,
yeah. I used to love that kind of games. And obviously, as you grow older, you change into different games. And one of my passions when I was a kid was WWF. You know what I mean? The old school era. So I love that.
Very good.
FIFA's always been a part of my thing. So I've loved football my whole life, obviously. So when the PlayStation 1 was out, I was playing all the FIFAs, PlayStation 2. And then I stopped at PlayStation 2. I never got the PlayStation 3. I got the Xbox 360.
Yeah, I got that too. Yeah.
Yes. And then Gears of War became my addiction ever since then.
Fair enough, dedication. I mean, to one,
Yeah.
it is a game that it was groundbreaking at the time. It was.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I think
was.
Gears of War 1 is one of the most iconic Gears of Wars, obviously because it was the first with Halo, and then there was just all these games surrounding it. But that was the game, Marcus Phoenix, and it's just, I think it's stapled from there. But obviously the communities change and people get older, or they just kind of grow out of things. But there is that passion, and the ones that always stay there. But I don't know. That's what happened to me. Obviously, I'm one of those people that stayed there with it. But
definitely,
I just wish I wish Gears had bigger fan base. I do. I really do. But
it has the
it
potential.
Is what it is.
Just get in there. That's the whole thing, But so, what would you say your favorite franchise is? I know you mentioned some games, but if we weren't talking Gears, what would you say it was?
It's close. It's probably Call of Duty. I would have to say Call of Duty. But if I take away Call of Duty and Gears, because they're the biggest ones, kind of, let's go for a little other one, which is maybe not for everybody, but mine's is Need for Speed.
Oh, good pick. Yeah.
Yes. Do you like Need for Speed?
Well, I've not played it in years. I've not played it since it become. Well, when we're talking, a fair use. I haven't played it in a fair few years, but
yeah, man,
I know it is a good game from what I gather. Yep. They just remastered one of them as well.
They did. I think. I haven't actually checked which one it was. I don't know the name of it, but yo, I just got a subscription, dude. I can't even think. I was so loud. My head just went boom. Wait a minute. Let me turn that down, please. That is far too loud for me. That was too loud. I got distracted there. I'm sorry. Yo, really, thank you very much. So let's jump back to what I was saying there, dude. I think right from the start of Need for Speed is like Need for Speed 1 and 2, the Undergrounds, they were my favorite, right from there. And then they went into like Pro Street, I believe, or Carbon. You maybe remember those ones. And there's the Hot Pursuit as well. I used to play all those. That was my like go-to if I was like playing games back in the day. But like FIFA, as I said, is my other kind of game that like football's my passion, and like out of gaming, football's my passion. So obviously to the Americans, that's soccer, but that's just me there, man. So I really, really do love those kind of games. But then it goes like there's so much games out there, dude. Like there's RPGs, there's like horror, there's sports, there's many other ones I can't even remember.
There's a lot of good indie games these days. There's loads of
100%. There's ones I probably would love, but I've just never played them. That's the thing. It's life. You'll never get around to these games, but you're kind of stuck in your bubble of kind of ones that you know. So, but yeah, man, it's obviously as being a creator and a YouTuber and streamer and stuff, you find your audience, and then you find your game. But then some people are just kind of versatile, and they like. I'm just going to put a few names out there like Ninja and Nick Marks and Tim the Tatman. They go with the flow, they go with the popularity, and they go with whatever's trending at the time. But then they have their staple of like what they stick with. But
no, I definitely agree with you. It's like Ninja. I mean, he didn't make it. A lot of people think he was a one-hit wonder overnight.
Yeah, exactly.
He grinded out Halo for quite a while.
Very.
He got onto Fortnite and he blew up. He did.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he was on PUBG. He was on the other games like other BRs. It isn't just one game. They start with.
It could be Ninja one day. You don't know.
You never know, mate. I could be just starting. This is my Gears. I'm just Gears right now, but I'll be. Yeah, man. You never know, dude. But like, obviously, you're doing your podcast and stuff. Are you wanting to be the next Joe Rogan, or are you just wanting to do your thing?
I just do it for fun. I mean, I do enjoy podcasting, but I don't want to become some kind of superstar. No, I just enjoy doing it.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love being on them. I wouldn't like to host one, I don't think, unless it was maybe Shadows, maybe being Shadows or Starspawn, my friends, or maybe Oliver, one of my friends as well. There's a few people that I could probably do it with, and I feel like we would just bounce, and it would maybe work, but it takes a lot of money maybe to invest into like a proper studio, or probably to get the proper kit to make it really, really, really good and big. But I like to watch them. That's more my thing, watching them, and I like taking part. But I don't know if I could do it because it takes a lot of time, as you said, professionally to do it.
Yeah, no, it does. But it's experience. I mean, I think with you being a streamer, and a content curator, it wouldn't be hard for you to do if you just chat with your mates every week. That's all. In essence, that's all it is. It's people listening to other people's opinions. That's all it is. It'd be pretty. You've got like Discord. You could do it on Discord. It's like the other night with your mates. You were drinking on the
yeah,
street.
mate. It got a bit out of control.
But you just do go up and talk, and that's literally all it is talking.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. Yeah, that's what it's about. Just having fun and just being real. That's what people love, being real and getting an insight of what people's like stories are, the backgrounds there.
This is Jamie Richardson. I think your Twitch is Rawr93, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
He's asking what your Twitch name is.
Okay, thank you. Perfect, dude. And I also want to, guys, put in Stubz Gaming channel in the chat. So if you haven't already, go click this. That is his channel. If you guys click in there, give him a subscribe or comment on his page. You know, just show that you guys have came from here and going over to Stubz Gaming. That would be awesome.
Oh, cheers! I've put all the info for Rawr in the description. All his links are in there.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Which is much easier that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's some people asking. That's all.
Yeah, of course.
What would you? I mean, were you a Sega or a Nintendo or PlayStation?
Sega. I was Sega. Yeah, I was Sega. Good. Yeah, and then I went to PlayStation, and then I from PlayStation 2. I went straight to Xbox 360, and then I've been 360 my whole time. Sorry, not 360, Xbox my whole time after that.
Oh, that's fair enough.
I'll tell you a couple of little handhelds I've had, though. I've had the Nintendo and Game Boy, and also the PSP. I've had those.
That was nice.
They were awesome, bro. PSP was like a game saver. You know, on the planes going across, you know, like to visit my family in America or whatever, or just going on holiday, I would have my Nintendo or PlayStation, a PSP, which would get you through the plane easy.
Oh yeah, it will. You know, that's a long flight. Not that I've been in America, I just know it is. You know, there's one day I would like to take the kids to Orlando, Florida, or Disney World. I would like to take them there one day.
Yes,
when they're old enough, maybe. You know, when this world gets back to normal. You know,
absolutely, brother. When things get better, man, the world is just a little bit, you know, at the moment.
Well, from affording it too. You know.
Yes, exactly, dude. Exactly. People are unsure about their jobs and how things are going to go down. So I'm lucky that I work with the NHS, so I'm kind of secure right now. I'm not actually. Yeah, thank you, dude. Thank you. I'm not on the front line, but I support the front line. You know, I'm in the office, kind of back in. So, yo, Tybus, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
But you do need office staff. You know.
Of course, we are needed. That's why we still are working through the whole pandemic. That's why we were still there. You know, but all we need to do is just hope things do get better, man. That's all I'm hoping.
Yeah, hopefully it will. I mean, you're it's a bit. Is it any different in Scotland because you're in Scotland?
I think it is.
You haven't got the whole tiered system, have you?
Exactly. Well, we have got tiers now.
Oh, you have now.
Did decide to do it, and Scotland's been put into tier 4, like just from the Boxing Day right until January the 2nd.
I predict it's coming. I think he's going to just do it the whole of England.
Yeah, he should.
Even though where I live, the cases are very low. You know, very low, like 15 a week. You know?
Oh, is that all? Wow, I'm hundreds a week, dude. I'm hundreds a week, my little city.
See, I live in a little county with the smallest county in England. You see, very small population, 40,000 people.
Wow,
you know, very tiny.
Yeah,
you know, but who knows? Think it could all get worse. But you know, anyway, let's go on to some more positive stuff.
Yes, man. Let's come off that negativity.
You know. But what would you? I mean, I know what you're going to say. What would you say your favorite controller is? Retro wise.
Favorite controller, retro wise.
Because I know what you're going to say. I go current day.
Okay, let's go back. I gotta say, man, I did love the Dreamcast controller. Do you know it had like three sticks, one big one in the middle, and a little screen side, and a little screen in it. It used to be a memory card as well. You know, that's where the little reader was. Yeah, the Dreamcast, I had good memories on that. I don't know if you played the James Bond games. Did you play the James Bond games? Any of the old ones?
Oh, I may have. My memory's bloody terrible. I suppose. Not like it used to be. I'm only 35.
Some of those games were incredible, man. And I can't think of their names off the top of my head right now, but like GoldenEye is one of the first ones. But then Yeah, I can't remember their names, but there was a few that like broke into multiplayer, and it started to like build a multiplayer side. There was a little community and everything. It started to be, but then the last one, that was it. Then they never made another one since. So I was a bit disappointed, because I love James Bond.
There is a new one coming.
There is a new one coming. Yes,
I
correct.
I believe it's ID Software.
ID. Okay. Wow.
No, it's the people. IO Interact. The ones that made Hitman.
Yes, Hitman. Yes, those ones.
I think it's them that's making it.
That will be a banger. That's all I'm going to say. That's going to be a good game. It'll be worth getting involved. If they really do think of like CSGO, think of Call of Duty, think of the big games that have multiplayer, and then trying to like put their spin on it, that would be cool. Like using RCD cars or like technology or like drones to like infiltrate something, like kind of, dude, James Bond's a wizard, so cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not always been a big fan of it, but I'm sure I've played it, but I'll definitely check it out when it comes out.
Definitely.
With Dreamcast, that is a good one, very good controller. But one thing a lot of people forget, and people credit Xbox for Xbox Live, but first online was really the Dreamcast. They were the first ones to put online gaming, and a lot of people forget this. They say, "Oh, it's Xbox," and it wasn't. It was actually the Dreamcast.
Yeah,
and it never get no credit. I mean, I remember playing. Oh, was it bloody? Is it Quake tournament and all that online?
Yeah,
and I text messaging the person, finding out that they were in America, and I couldn't believe I was playing somebody in America.
Yeah, mind blowing. Yeah.
It was for that time.
Yeah,
on the old 56k dial-up modem.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? Dial-up, dude. Oh, we've changed so far. We've came so far. Things are so much better now. What was I going to say? My dad used to use teletext. Do you know teletext to find out the football scores and stuff on the Dreamcast?
Oh, on the Dreamcast?
On the Dreamcast. He went to use them. Yeah, it's crazy.
I just thought that was a TV thing. I did not know it was on Dreamcast.
Okay. Yeah, you could use it. It's quite crazy, is it?
It is.
So you learn something new every day. Okay.
Yes, you do. I've learned something.
Yep.
So, what would you? Have you got a favourite current day game that isn't Gears?
That's kind of hard to ask, but yes, I would say I do have other games. I mean, as I said, Call of Duty. I've always just go with flow. It's not like my die-hard game. I don't go to that, but if I don't want to play Gears, I want to go in something else. It would be either Call of Duty, it would be FIFA, or it would be a story mode game that I'm kind of working with right now. Cyberpunk's the game I'm working on right now.
Well done. I've got that too. You're not having the problems everyone else is having, are you?
No, I've got the Xbox X, so I'm okay. Luckily enough.
I know you have. Xbox sent you it.
It's quite crazy, dude. It's a mental.
I actually predicted that you were going to get one. And Did you? SASxSH4DOWZ, because I remember Shadows got sent an Xbox One X, and I was waiting for him to get one because I thought if he's got an Xbox One X, well, you sent one as well.
No, I wasn't. This is my first console I've been sent.
Yeah. I was predicting you were going to get one, but I definitely predicted he was going to get sent one because he got sent one. For the Xbox One X. I made a prediction. I said, Shadows can get one. And they were like, no. And some of my mates haven't heard of Shadows. I was like, what? He said,
mental.
Gears of War. You know what I mean? But a lot of my mates don't play it, you see. And watch videos. And not all of them, a lot of them have. And it was like, I said, and then I messaged him saying he got one. So you just make predictions. It's all about promotion, isn't it?
Exactly, dude. Obviously, I mean, Gears is a huge part of the Microsoft, with other games like Halo and stuff. So I know a few Halo creators got one as well. And there was a few other people that I know in the UK, and also one in Ireland, and also a couple of people in Mexico from Gears of War that got sent as well. So it's quite cool of them to do that, man. I respect that.
I just wish that they made, rather than just the standard black ones at launch, they made some
custom ones. Yeah,
I suppose they're worried about consoles failing and having to send them back and stuff like that. Maybe,
of course,
maybe in a couple of years we might get them.
Definitely. There has to be, surely.
Because I do know you can now buy. There's companies selling like vinyls. You can like it's like a casing.
Okay.
Like a casing. It doesn't damage your console. It goes on like a casing. So it
Okay,
changes
okay.
the colour. It don't affect the heat or anything, you know.
Wow, that's impressive.
Starting to do that. They are.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I've got one more. I've got one more question. This might be before I ask you about content creation.
Okay.
It's favorite Gears. I know it's going to be one of the original trilogy.
Yes, it is. It's Gears 2.
Gears
Gears 2 is my favorite, man. So I'm going to just give you a brief of why. Obviously, the campaign is incredible. It is probably the best campaign out of any of them, in my opinion. Yeah, very, very. And I just also loved multiplayer. That's where I really, really, really got my self into the community, and where I started growing from. I mean, I got into my first montage team. Then I started doing my first videos for YouTube in Gears 2. So that just always brings back memories, and the maps are just incredible as well. The DLC was incredible. Just everything about the game obviously was incredible, but there was a lot of lag and a lot of issues like with multiplayer, with all the updates they were doing. But apart from that, it's still my favorite.
Fair enough. I mean, that's why. I mean, this whole hashtag Phoenix Rising is so damn important, because I don't see why Halo Master Chief gets it, and why shouldn't Gears get it with all of the multiplayer updated, fixed, and patched.
Yeah, looking fresh and clean.
And just take them servers offline eventually, because they're taking the Halo servers off.
Oh, so are they?
The Halo servers go down. I think sometime next year. It's been announced the Halo servers go down. They haven't mentioned the Gears servers, but at some point they're going to take all the servers down.
Save money. So, yeah, absolutely.
I would say so. I don't see why they can't make one. Everyone say, "Oh, no, work on new one." But why should Halo have one and Gears hasn't? When they call Gears a staple of the Xbox brand. 100%. That's why this campaign's so good. 100%. They know we want one. They know it.
They do know it. Of course, I've talked already with a lot of the creators. I've also talked to
King. What's his name? I'll get on with
King Abs.
King Abs. That's it. Sorry. Yeah. For listening, sorry about Abs.
Yeah, that's okay, dude. That's okay. I'll try and keep you updated with all the names of people in the scene. So, but yeah, man, we've preached it, and hopefully, I mean, one day when they're ready, we'll find out news.
So I remember back in the day, launch of the Xbox One, there was a big push to try and get it, but it was then called the Marcus Phoenix Collection.
Oh yes.
And then what happened was they made all the Gears backwards compat and work, and then everyone forgot about it. And then it decided to make the Halo Master Chief Collection, which was a failure. It was broken for years, and now they fixed it. It's really good now.
Yeah, that's good, man. At least it's running and up and running. You know, I'm happy about that. But as you said, if Halo's got one, Gears needs to get one. I mean, they deserve one as well. It's a huge game. I mean, a huge franchise. Yes, people say, oh, the TC can't even create a game on Gears 5. They can't. So why would they be able to do it back on the originals and just probably ruin it? But
because I had a comment the other day, and this is what annoys me. You probably speak more on this because you're more in the community. Yeah. So I can't remember who it was commented, basically stating that why there's no budget to make a game like that. They can't even fund Gears EU eSport.
I saw that. I actually did see that.
All games, they've got big budgets. It's a bit different.
They probably just cancelled out, you know, the EU. I don't know why. I personally don't know why they did that, but it's probably because there's not enough people showing up and not enough willing. So they're maybe doing this to like make a point, you know, try and get the EU to try to get numbers back up again, and then they'll bring them back. But at the moment, they're maybe just saying, yeah, screw it. Pardon me.
It could be, you know. I mean, I don't. I'll go with what you say because you're more versed in the subject, you know.
Yeah.
You are. But now I'll lead into the content creation. I mean, you've partly answered it. Just like basically, was there anything that inspired you to get into doing content creation? Because I know back in the day, montaging was massive.
Yes, we'll talk about that. This is my love for Gears comes, you know, from what you just said there. Where did I start my content creation, and where was my inspiration? You know, it was like Butter and Yummy Mash and Gold Glove. Landon, Rumpf, and Iceman, all those guys are like legends in the
You're all mates with them too now.
I'm all mates with them. Yeah, I'm friends with him. So I've met Landon in real life, which is he's awesome. You know, I met Yummy Mash in real life. I haven't saw like Butter or Iceman and stuff, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. I've met Gold Glove. He's really
Oh, yeah.
cool guy. Yeah, he's a really cool guy, man. But yeah, so my creation came from montaging. You know what I mean? That's where I started doing random clips and montages and stuff like that. That's where I started my stuff. So I would record with the Dazzle DVC or Dazzle 100 or something. The little thing. That was my first ever actual recording device. 480p, you know, just playing clips. I would clip them with the free program that you got on Windows, which is, what's it called? Microsoft. No, what's it called? The free clipping website. You know, the one you can clip in like you know, like Windows editor or something. It's something really bland and basic, but it did the job. And then I would just put like a music on top of it. No sync, just music and clips. That's where my love came from it, you know. And then obviously the more you do that, there was this scene, there was more people doing it as I was going through, and you got talking to people on Skype, you got talking to people online, you would play with each other and try and get clips, you do videos together. But it wasn't huge back then. It was like still a growing thing, still an unknown thing. But at the end of Gears 2, going into Gears 3, there was this team called Team Onyx, which recruited me. And they had a nice team. They had a nice team, nice roster, editors, GFX. They gave me my little step up, my glow up, you know. I got a montage edited, which was really, really good, highly edited. So all my best clips were edited at the best they could have been at the time, with proper syncing and music. And I got my nice avatar, my nice banner for my YouTube. I had thumbnails like 7-8 years ago when people weren't really doing thumbnails, but I was getting thumbnails. So I was on it, and our team was on it at the time. But unfortunately, just as time was going on, once we got into Gears 3, we tried to keep going, blah, blah, blah. People started leaving. Some people just gave up. But then there was a small majority of people that still wanted to keep going. And this is when Essence became a thing, you know. Start of Gears 3, Moo Moo Milk, probably you've heard of him, biggest Gears War, one of the biggest creators. And also Nasher and a few other Mexicans like Lava, Malafama, and LOL, I think the other one was. I can't remember.
Mexico,
big names, big names. Latin creators made Team Essence, and I was the first creator and new like montager to join their team on the roster. With a few other ones started coming in. That's when we just killed the game with Essence. Just clearly, we got about 50,000 or 30,000, and then we got hacked. So then we had to make another channel.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's not easy building up big sub numbers.
No,
it's not.
Awful. So we got to big
number. Couldn't YouTube help you out then?
Oh no, they didn't help out at all, dude. I don't know what happened.
Really?
I don't know what happened. We lost all that subs. So it was heartbreaking. But we started again, and we started fresh, and we just went again, and we got to 60,000 subscribers. So we just kept going and growing, and we thought we could keep going and going, but everyone just gave up. Kind of like there was literally about half the team moved on, gave up, left, or whatever before Gears 4 happened. And that's where I got given the role to be like take over the channel and upload. So 3 years of being in Essence, I controlled the channel for Gears 4. So I uploaded everybody's videos. I didn't do any editing because that's not for me to do, but we had editors still doing all the good stuff, made sure we had the thumbnails, and I would just upload them in. I took control of that, which was awesome. I wasn't making money or anything because we never had AdSense because we used good music and we didn't want copyright. So we just didn't partner our channel, so we weren't making money. But we got some sponsors. We got with Elgato, managed to get in touch with us. I got in touch with G Fuel. I got in touch with Dash Threads. I got in touch with Elgato, as I said. There was another one I can't remember who. I think it was Fade Grips or something. So yeah, we really did try and be an org, like a team. But it's so hard, dude. It's so hard when you're trying to do your own stuff, your life, like real life stuff, and then there's obviously people across the whole world. So they were talking all day in Skype or on Discord, and folk were arguing and things were just not working, or like someone said, "Oh, I want my video uploaded today. Oh, I want mine uploaded." I mean, there's so much videos to upload. You can't do it everybody on one day. My schedule was one per day, you know. So that's weird.
Fair enough. That is because there's only so much you can watch in one day, and you know you got but people watch other videos too, don't they? As well.
Yes. I've got something to say here. My boy Beansy just messaged me in the chat. So he said, obviously, Xbox 360, remember the gamer pictures? You would manage to get like phase packs, MLG packs, all that kind of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Team Essence, I reached out to Xbox. I can't remember who it was, but they actually let us have our own picture pack on the Gears of War for Essence, Team Essence. We had our own picture pack.
Wow, gonna have to see that.
It's still there. I think it's like 79 pence or something.
I'm going out. Can have a look later.
Yes, definitely.
I'm gonna buy it.
It's like Let Me Clutch is one of them. Team Essence logo. I think there's like Moo or I can't remember exactly, but they're really, really cool, and they all made sense, you know. And the main one is the kind of the logo, our shield that we started off in Gears 3 with. So that's the most classic and iconic one for Essence. So yeah, man, we managed to have our own picture pack, which is a big like accomplishment, you know, getting on the store in the Gears of War, which is cool.
Well, it will be, you know, it's this big, you know, around the world, people would be seeing it, you know.
We sold loads. I found out we did. We didn't make any money from it because it wasn't that. It's like a non-profitable thing. They said it's just basically the rights. They don't even make money for it. It just goes all back into Microsoft or something. So I didn't even get shares. We didn't get shares or anything like that. But it sold thousands. It sold thousands. So every Mexican player that you would come across, you would see people rocking it. You know.
That's really good. Is it right in Mexico that it's a big thing to become a big Gears of War esports player? It's like a big, massive thing over there. It's not like anywhere else. Over there, it's the only game you play.
The Latin go crazy, dude. The Mexicans and the Latin side are just so dedicated to Gears of War for some reason. I don't know why, but they just are.
Oh, fair enough. How did you start building Twitch? Was it your own Twitch channel? Was it through like your Team Essence or
yes? Basically, I started. Obviously, I knew Twitch was a thing. I never thought of doing live streaming. I always just thought YouTube will be my go-to. Make a video, upload it, and then play with my friends and stuff. But when I saw like some other like people like Tom Syndicate, I don't know if you watch him.
Oh yes. He used to be massive. He's not as big now. Obviously, he's still loaded. He's just not as big as he used to be.
I know what you mean. Yeah, 100%. I used to watch his zombie streams all the time. You know, when he just grinded and all that stuff. And I thought, this is cool. You know, I want to look into this. So I looked into it more, and I found out you have to have obviously a webcam, or you have to have a mic. You have to have all the things. Blah blah blah. And I said, I've got most of this. I just don't have a webcam. So I upgraded, I got myself a webcam, and then I started doing face cam videos at the start on YouTube. I started doing commentaries, challenges, like hot chili challenges, and the actual, do you know the hottest ghost pepper chili? I've done that.
Oh, I've seen people doing that. Oh, God.
Yeah, I've just done loads of things. I started experimenting with my YouTube first, and then that's when I thought, okay, I'll make the leap. I'll make a Twitch, and then I'll live stream as well. So, and this was before I even got affiliated. I streamed for about a year, maybe a year and a half, unaffiliated, and just because you could only be a partner, you know. So I knew when my boy Shadows, that's when I saw him. That's when I found out that he streamed when I got talking to him. This was back in Guild Judgment, I think it was, like quite far back.
So, the game no one likes.
Which I loved. I loved it for some reason. I don't know. It was just different. You know, free for all. That's when we first saw free for all.
Yeah, it was.
The collaterals with the snipers, the overrun, you know, all these iconic maps. The best game mode and the best special event, in my opinion, is OSOC. But it was like that version of OSOC, or breach shots, breach shot and snipes. You got like literally two power weapons, you know, and you just ran around blind firing and just so good, so good.
Wow, you were one of the first people I've heard that to say you actually liked it.
Man, I've got hundreds of people that love Gears Judgment in my community. People that my team loved it because we thrived on it. It was like a montage. It was a montage's dream because it was just, it had the reticle in the middle, yes, but it just felt fun. It was different. It was just something different, you know, jumping off of buildings. One of my boys, I can never forget this, but Sane's done a 360 off the top of one of the maps called Rig, I believe it was, and he got a collateral headshot by doing a 360. It was one of the first trick shots on Gears Judgment, and Oh, dude, it was quite crazy.
Yeah, that sounds great. It's all good though. I mean, obviously the Essence YouTube, is that your now channel, or did you set a brand new channel for Rawr?
What's it called? Essence, obviously, yes. I didn't make that channel, but the owners made it obviously at the time, blah blah blah. And as I said, after a while, they started leaving, and then I got in charge of it. So then I had it for 3 years. I controlled it, blah blah blah. And then when Gears 5, or was it end of Gears 4? End of Gears 4, start Gears 5. That's when Essence kind of disbanded, and we got bought over from by MX, which is now what the owners now control the actual Team Essence channel. So we kind of tried to work together with MX and Essence. And then I said, I'm just going to do my own thing, like I was hoping to, COVID ruined everything, but I was hoping to get a job with like TC and everything. That was my plan, I wanted to be the community manager, but it's something right now.
The pain you just felt, it's unreal. The community manager gets the brunt of it.
I know, dude. I'm quite loved, I would say. I'm more loved than hated, so I could have
you would have
actually. I could have really tried to help out the community and take everybody's side and try to help them and try and give feedback and just be there for everyone, like in all the scenes. If that was my job, I would be there, doing it day in, day out. But yeah, COVID happened, things didn't work through, but I'm just dedicating myself now. I'm doing my own thing with the Rawr. I'm in no teams. I'm not looking to be in any teams, but I'm still a part of the scene, I know everybody. I know all the teams that are still doing the work. MX, I'm still friends with everybody, but I'm just wanting to be myself. So I actually said, nah, I don't want a channel. There you go, you just take it. After all the years I was controlling it, but I just gave it to them and let them take over. So Bitchy Moo Milk is still a part of it. He's a part of the channel, but the actual org that is kind of owning it is MX. So it's under good hands, they're a good team, they're good players, and hopefully one day you'll see Essence MX be at 100k.
Hopefully, yeah. It'd be nice to see Gears, become as big as, because they say Halo's big, but I don't know if it is. You know what I mean?
It's not as big. No. Halo and Gears are not as big as they used to be. They're both not as big as they used to be, but that's how life happens. Gaming just doesn't really change. But we'll see. We will see. I hope this is like another staple and another experiment for Gears 5. Obviously, people are leaving the studio and all that stuff, but they've kind of got like a control at what they're doing. They kind of know what they're doing. They're getting community feedback, and if we can just grow from Gears 5, get all the things in place, when Gears 6 comes, they can know what to have and know what to expect. So hopefully, Gears 6 is the game where it just kills the game. And
it will, hopefully, if Hive Bus has anything to go by, yes.
That was awesome.
That looks graphically, that looks better.
It was better.
In my opinion, it looks graphically better, but every element I've not completed it fully. I'm at chapter 5.
Okay.
Right, but if you can call that a DLC, it looks like the amount of time it takes.
I know, right?
It's a small game.
Yeah.
To me, it beats the campaign on every level. Gears 5 was good, don't get me wrong, but this is a sign of good things to come. I've got the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely good.
It's definitely like a great asset done, and showing what they can do with an extra DLC on top. This is the first DLC in like 10 years since the Ram Shadow and Gears 2. So we've not really had anything like this. So
hang on, wait a minute. I know you're. Is my memory misleading me? Wasn't I know you're contact Gears creator, but wasn't it Ram Shadows in Gears 3?
Gears 2.
Damn, my memory's bad.
Yeah, no, dude. No, but yeah, remember you dressed up as like the Theranorns. You put on the outfits, Marcus and Dom. They dressed up as a Theranorn, and then they went into the dark, and then they tried to take out. That's Gears 2. Oh
no, sorry, but was there a DLC in Gears 3? I bought one. No, I did.
There's like multiplayer DLC. There was maps and stuff like that. Yeah, but it wasn't an actual campaign. Like,
we'll go and look for it. I bought it later. Gears 2. No, yeah, you're right. And no, it's the first time they've brought out DLC, and this is. It looks like a new campaign to me. You know what I mean? It's not bad for $20 though, is it? Or free with Game Pass Ultimate.
Ram Shadow was Gears 3. Wait a minute, am I blowing my mind? What? Nah,
Well,
these guys.
it's your crew telling you in the chat telling you it was Gears 3.
Yeah. What?
Because I thought I was going mad. They're all telling you it was Gears 3. You're looking it up now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Dude, what am I thinking then? Like, what am I thinking? Oh, wait a minute. What am I thinking?
It must have been.
Oh,
yeah.
Road to Ruin. Gears 2 DLC was deleted scene. Dude, I'm getting my mind. Yes. Okay, wait a second. So there was DLC in Gears 2, but there was DLC in Gears 3 as well. Okay. Road to Ruin. Oh my god.
I've just looked at your chat now, have. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. See, my mind's just going a little bit crazy there. Okay, yeah. So there was actually in Gears 3 Vamp Shadow.
I didn't mean to make you look stupid, Dad.
No, dude, I'm glad I've actually got that. No. Sorry. You 1-0 to Stubz.
Yeah, and Shadows has now just appeared in the YouTube channel, just to say it as well.
He's getting triggered now. He's like, what?
What? There you go, he's on screen.
Was in the you played as Ram? Yeah, Shadows. Let's go, my man. Gears 2 is Road to Ruins. Okay. We like that. Rawr is a melt. But guys, don't worry. All the Gears knowledge is going to be coming from my boy Shadows. He's making a guest appearance, which is going to be awesome. So
yes, he is very soon.
Very soon.
Yes. Yeah. No. I was about to ask you about the. So how did you build your sub numbers up and your views on YouTube? I know because you obviously, by sounds of it, you built that from the scratch.
Very from the start. Yeah, very from the scratch. But I'll tell you how I grew so quickly from my game that blew up, obviously, on the YouTube and how things. It was GTA 5. When GTA 5 released, I was on that like a. I was young, I was motivated, I had so much time, and there was so much glitches, there was so much car DLCs, there was so much like things, open lobbies. This is when my actual Twitch and my YouTube became a thing together. So I would host up lobbies and get hundreds of people in the night, coming in, jumping in my car, like reversing into the garage, and then rinse and repeat. I would literally just sit on stream and just let people do that. They would follow me. It sounds scummy, but you would have to follow me and like my video or whatever, every time I got people in. So that's literally how I grew about 25,000 subscribers on GTA 5 with also other, not just car glitches and stuff like that, but also like DLC, like missions, tutorials, guns, like the money, how to get money fast, how to get just all kinds of things.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that answer.
I've done that. So I had a channel obviously dedicated to Gears of War, but I said, wait a minute, I'm going to make another channel and grind on GTA. But then this is when my Rawr channel, I've just stuck with it, so the other one was called Rawr, like with 3 A's, 93. Oh. Now it's just Rawr 93, so it's more clean. But yeah, man, GTA 5 was my blow up. I got about 2 million views.
Wow,
2 to 3 million views, like overall in the year or 2 years, and then about 25,000 subscribers.
Did you have to do the whole tagging business and the making awesome thumbnails and stuff like that?
Yes, I done that. So yes, I did that. That's where my boy
still learning that kind of stuff.
Ranged Cinema. You've maybe heard of him, you maybe haven't. He's a Destiny 2 streamer and gamer, but he was also a GTA person at the time as well. But he's also jumped into Gears of War as well because he found it interesting as well when he saw me playing it. So we got talking. Shadows knows him as well, but he was a big GTA person. So that's where I learned a lot of things off of him, like thumbnails, tags, and obviously making sure your description, like, and some of the wording and stuff can try to help the algorithm. But the algorithm changes on YouTube like all the time. It's quite crazy. So
it's a daily basis.
It's so hard. Like people's thumbnails. So did you hear about this crazy like analogy? It was like if you had a yellow background on your thumbnail, it would trigger the algorithm more. It's quite crazy. I don't know if you heard about that one. Yeah,
it's probably true.
It's quite crazy, dude. So there was a whole time of like bigger YouTubers like FaZe Jev, like Ninja at the time and stuff had a yellow background. Maybe you never noticed it, but
no, I didn't. No.
Yeah. I was watching a random video. I don't know where it was. It was on YouTube, obviously, but I can't remember who made it. But it's funny. YouTube algorithm tips and tricks or something, and they just went over a few of them. Like you had to like do certain things to make your video get into the trending. So yeah. But obviously it doesn't work for everyone. You've got to have a kind of a base audience that kind of does help you on the way. But this would just help it reach a little bit more. And then it would just, your video would pop more. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully understand that. It's a hard game. It is YouTube.
Yeah.
Some people just go on, don't put much effort in, and boom, they're like a success. You know, and some people just grind for years. You know what I mean?
I do. You feel a little bit disheartened. You put in, you do the thumbnail, you promote it, you try and edit it as good as you can. You try and do all the good things and try and make it as good as possible. But then it doesn't like really reach or get enough views or blah blah blah, whatever that you wanted. And then there's times where you like don't really put effort in, and then you get like more views. It's like, I'm doing this wrong. What am I doing wrong? You know. But that's the content, man. Some days you have good days, some days you have bad days. It's like the stock market. You know, you have a good day, you have a bad day, you have a red day, a green day. It's just YouTube's like that.
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, you obviously know because you have quite a good sub count. And generally, you get your videos hit in the thousands.
Yes, but then there's videos that like don't even hit past the thousands, and then that's when you get annoyed. You know, when you don't hit 1,000 views. Because once you hit 1,000 views, your video will start to gain a bit more attraction, just overall. Because that 1,000 is like the threshold. I feel like once you hit that, it kind of goes up a bit quicker. But if your video over a day is only at 500, it could take weeks for it to get past 1,000, or might not even get there, never. You know. But so that's the kind of annoying times. But yeah, man, it's a fun thing. You know.
Does that put you under pressure because you're a coalition partner? And that's kind of the requirement.
Very luckily, like they don't really mind us, the partners, because we've been there from start of Gears 4, you know. So we've been there supporting their content, promoting videos, making gears. Yeah, I mean, on even if it's just a stream, if it's through YouTube, if it's through Twitter, promoting it and just also showcasing what we have and what there is to come. They don't mind that. So you get good views and you get bad views. It's a life of YouTube, you know. Everyone knows that, you know. Even look at PewDiePie, for example. He's got like 150 million subs or something, for example. But he only gets 2 million views. It's like, where's the other 140 million? You know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
At that level, you do wonder, are some of them just dead accounts? Do you know what I mean?
100% dead accounts. 100%. There's a lot of bots and stuff. Yeah.
You know, because
I've got bots. I've got some bots of mine, but it gets deleted every. They do a wipe, and you see it come off. You lose like 200 subs or something, or it's like bots, or if it's like so. Over the past couple of years, I've lost.
Yeah, because I get these random like porno accounts. Yeah, they do. Like, did you get them too? They appear on your video and your comments.
Yes.
With links and stuff. I get them appear.
I click them all the time. I'm always clicking into them.
You don't want to. You might get a virus. Oh, I know you will.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, of course not. That happens all the time. It's a new thing that's been going around recently, you know. You just got to avoid those things. Just block them in. That's it. You know, that's all
you right. So obviously you were there from the start of the coalition. You know, the term is the coalition arm, isn't it? That's the actual term for the partnership program.
Yes, the TCE, yes.
What was it like to get into the program? Was it easy because you already had the numbers, or etc.? Or
that's the only reason why, you know, because I owned Essence at the time, so I was very lucky. I was privileged that I actually owned Essence because I had the channel, so I was doing my thing. I tried to get as much people in from my team to try and get into content creation more, not just montaging, because that's when I said back in like a little bit 20 minutes ago, I said I bought myself a face cam to start doing different content, to put myself out there, to be more of an influencer like person and not like just a montager with music and clips. So I tried to put a personality into my videos and stuff. So that's where they saw that. And I was the only person really doing it with Richie Moonmilk. We were the only ones doing that at the time. There was a few others as well, but they kind of quit at a bad time. You know, there's a few other people I can name which deserve to have it, but just by doing maybe not jumping the gun quick enough, or maybe not like trying to promote themselves quick enough. It's kind of harder now, but they are branding, or not branding. They are actually recruiting more people for next year. I think they've put out like a thing you have to sign and put your channel, give you all your links, descriptions, why you want to be, your numbers.
I looked at the requirements and I thought, wow, that's a lot of pressure. Like to keep your videos at 1,000 views per video. I was like, well, that's quite a lot for gears.
Yeah, of course. But if you've got the numbers, it's not too bad,
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. So there. Hopefully, I just want to see as much content creators as making videos for Gears of War, because the more that makes it, the more the game will trend, the more the traction for the videos and for whatever you're doing. So, for example, I put a Marcus gameplay out. Shadows does it, Pete does it, and say another 100 people do it.
Yeah.
It's just good because Marcus will start trending, and then if you do say Grenadier video, Grenadier will start trending. It's just that's what we need. We need more people to create content for this game, but there's a lot of people that don't. There's a lot of people just like watching the content, or there's a lot of people that just don't want to get involved in the creation, or they just can't be bothered. But that's the problem. But I think there's a lot of communities out there, possibly. Like look at Halo back in the day; it was huge. Yeah, Gears was huge back then as well, but now. There's not much creators in Halo. There's not much. I don't see much people creating apart from a couple.
Yeah, there's only a few. There's I think his name's Mint.
Mint Blitz. He's my friend. Yeah.
You know him as well. Oh, okay.
He used to be in Essence for the Halo team. Essence had a Halo team, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
No,
we had a Halo division. We had a Halo division, a COD division, a Halo division, and a Gears division. So we had 3 growing teams, 3 kind of divisions growing at the same time. So we used to post a video for COD every week, a Halo video every week, and then Gears would be the rest of the week. And Fortnite, we had Fortnite as well. Yeah, I don't know his name, but there was a kid that played in the Essence Fortnite team, and he's now making hundreds of thousands of pounds in the Fortnite.
Wow, it is a big game.
He started with Essence with Richie, Moon Milk and stuff, and he played with him, but now he's moved on to become a pro, and he's made hundreds of thousands. Quite crazy.
It is crazy, Yeah, no, that's good to hear. That is it.
It's good to hear.
In essence, that's really good. That is. But I wonder if he got big, whether he'd actually credit you guys as being part of the history. Hopefully, he would. Do you know what I mean?
You never know. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. But I do remember what's it called? The Gears of War pros in Optic. Remember Optic Gaming, like the big Optic Gaming?
Yeah, but the original owner Hector, he's rebought the franchise. He's got Optic back, isn't he?
Amazing. Honestly, I cried when I heard that news. I'm so happy.
I see it because I used to watch esports years ago, Call of Duty and all that, and I thought, wow, it's back.
It's amazing. But yeah, 4 of the pros that used to play for the Gears of War team, that won 20 titles in the Gears of War esports, they all used to play for Essence as montagers, and then they left to go into competitive, and then now they went for the biggest org. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. Essence was a staple for a lot of people. It's quite crazy, but yeah, we're just known as the montage team. We're just known as that YouTube team, but we've actually had some legends and people that have now made it in the scene, as you would say.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Basically, you obviously found the talent that you knew was going to rise to the top, and they've done more than that. Yeah, some of the celebrity status in the gaming world, nearly by sounds of it.
Yeah, I would definitely say. I mean, Essence has it's a very known name in the Gears of War. Even the pros know about Essence. It's but they know him. It's just the YouTube team. But if we managed to have some funds, or we had someone that could take control before Optic took them, I mean, we could have started giving them wages and started making an org, and we just weren't on the ball. That's the thing. We never had investors. We never had people that could help out, and get us to where we wanted to be at the time. But you don't look back on these kind of things. It was just a fun thing that we were doing for free, just for having fun as friends, making montages. That was all. But it could have been more, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good thing Essence have done, from what you tell me. Mm-hmm. The problem is esports is big money. It's like,
yeah,
I understand Call of Duty in America is now franchised. And to own a franchise, it's $26 million per franchise before you pay wages.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? It's insane.
Yes. It's crazy.
No. But
Absolutely.
yeah, Call of Duty multiplayer isn't really big anymore.
No,
It
it's
died
not.
off, isn't it?
That's not as big. No, it's just everything's became so competitive, dude. Everything has become so competitive. Like nowadays, nobody plays for fun. A bit of the fun aspect is gone in gaming. It's all now. You want to be first. You want to be the best. You want to be sweating every game now, which is just it's how games are now. Quick play is becoming like a not a thing because they want everyone to be doing ranks. Everybody wants leaderboards. Everybody wants to be sweating. Getting the fun aspect of gaming has kind of drifted away.
No, I would agree with you. I mean, I play Fortnite the odd time. I do play Fortnite as well. But there is obviously, yeah, it's a kids' game. But
dude.
I've seen you play it as well before.
I've played it. Yeah.
But people are starting because I don't take it that seriously. I've came second, but I've yet to actually win. But it is fun.
You need that win. You need that victory.
Halo Master Chief's in it now, and you can buy him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
I bought that.
Did you buy it? Oh, I see. That Halo love. You need to. Yeah, he looks amazing, by the way. He looks.
I'm waiting for Marcus to appear.
That's what I was saying, dude. I would be on Gears of War. I would be on Fortnite playing as Marcus. I'm
telling you, it's coming. I've got no info inside us, but if Marcus is, if Master Chief is in the game, he's got to come surely.
Surely, hopefully.
You know. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone.
Appreciate it. Yeah, can I quickly nip to the toilet?
Yeah.
Just do it. Okay, thank you very much. 2 seconds.
Thanks for stopping by, everyone in Raw's chat. Thanks for stopping by, Jake. My chat, Jamie Richardson. Also, we've got, let's have a look. Who we've got? Tyrus. I know it's obviously the holidays. There's not as many people watching. But yeah, it's just Sunday night. It is. Let's have a look on. Just go on Raw's chat, see if anyone's on there. I know there's a few people. There was Wired. There was Benzie Gaming. I'm not in the chat in a minute. There's a note come up. Raw, you off being hangover. Yeah. He had a bit of a hangover. I did watch the stream the other day.
All right, mate. I'm back.
Shadows is ready to jump in.
Is he? That's what we like to hear. Let's get these Gears of War gas questions going.
He's not in yet. He just messaged saying he's ready to go.
Okay, then.
So just click the link, Shadows, and I'll get you in. It's very simple, StreamYard. Welcome, VJ. Thanks for stopping by.
So, guys, in my chat right now, if you want to go over and give my boy a follow, that would be very much great. Obviously, it's very nice of you to just support each other, you know, at Stubz. His link's in there, guys. Thank you. Thanks
for that.
No problem, buddy. I appreciate this. This is good. I'm
going to try. Yeah, it's cool. I am going to try and play Gears more and become better at Gears.
I might need help.
I do love Gears.
Yes.
God, I'll be put into the sweatiest division ever playing with you.
But if I play with you, if you host it, maybe I might find all the noobs.
Yeah, it would be like Noob Christmas, you know. You know what I mean? But no, yeah, it would be good to play some games for you if you ever wanted to. I can't. I'll be the crappiest person there though, but you know.
I can carry if I need to. Don't worry.
But no, it's good the way the game's going at the minute. It is.
It's on and upwards, I would say, from the Operation 4 when it started going into that, and then Operation 5, you know, and then now the DC. Things are just getting much better, so I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, here he is! Look at the gas!
Yes, let's go! Let's go!
Gas! Right, could you lot to my fan base?
Let's go!
Gas!
Let's go!
He just came off our stream. He's buzzing. He's hyped.
I'm fucking gassed.
How you doing, Shadows?
How we doing, man?
I used to watch you when you were a 16-year-old on YouTube.
16?
Yeah,
I was way older than that. Way older.
What
Gears game was it?
Gears Judgment.
It was.
I would have been like.
Oh, Gears Judgment. It was Gears.
Yeah, because I started YouTube after the end of like Epic's support on Gears 3, just before Judgment was popping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. She looked so young. That was all.
Yeah. But I would have been about 18. Yeah.
18, okay.
You know, that's a compliment. Then you look really young. Sorry about that.
I'm 26 now, man. Like it's just been mad. It's been mad.
Yes, sir.
It's been good to see your rise, though. It has, you know.
Yeah, it's been crazy, man.
You put out some very good content. You do.
I appreciate that, man. For the love of gears, like you already know, baby. You already know. For the love of that gears, bro.
You won, didn't you? Did you get your tap done at that Gears Inc. event in Britain?
Oh, dude, it was crazy, right? So,
I was good
like, bro, me and Rawr were like scheduled out to go to the Croatian studio like last year in August before Gears 5 dropped to like play it early at the studio in Canada. And 2 days before, Xbox UK DM'd me and they were like, yo, do you want to get a Gears tattoo? And I was like, hey, yeah, let's get it. Like, I've always had this idea of, I'll quickly show you again. Yeah, it's the two different omens of Gears. So like the past and the like present. So it's like half of the Crimson Omen and half of the Phoenix Omen to represent like the two different sides of Gears from like Epic to TC and just sort of like a merging of the two to represent the craziness that like Gears has done for my life, man. Like, but yeah, out of the blue, they just hit me up and I was like, yeah, let's get it. They were like, okay, sweet. And I was like, I'm flying out next week to like the Croatian, like to play Gears 5 early. So they were like, yeah, we'll get it like booked on the Monday, like the day before we flew out. I got like the outline, most of it done. And then I think I got like the finishing touches at that like Gears Inc. event, which is what you was talking about, right? Because I went on like Lad Bible as well, man. Like it was mad. It was just like, what is going on?
That's right. It's really cool. I actually had a few friends that went to try to get the ink done and they couldn't get it. But I got one of them free goodie bags though. My mate sent me at the post. The Gears ink and all that. You know, the little bags they give away.
Yeah.
Gears ink bag. That's cool. That's a cool bag.
That is. Anyway, I was going to ask you some Gears related questions, both of you.
Yes,
what was it like to go to the Coalition Studios?
Oh man, it was gas. Like it's
like pay you. Like, I mean, did they cover all the flights and hotels?
Yeah, for that, yeah. It's like it's been mad. Like me and Rawr, like we've because like bro, like to like you said, to watch from Judgment, like I never expected it to get to this point of like I'd never been on holiday in my life, man. Like in school, bro, like I used to get taken a piss out for not being able to go on like the school trips and that. Like to go from, where I was in school to traveling the world because of Gears, like it was crazy. Like me and this guy Rawr, man, like we met in Judgment. We met in Judgment of like, what was it? Like 2012. I had like 200 subs and this guy hit me up and he was like, yo, loving the Gears content, man. Let's do a video together. We did a video on like the Judgment like overrun early access demo. And he blew me up to like I think it was like 2,000-3,000 subs. I think when you had like 5-6K,
that's really good at that.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like that's when we've been in contact ever since. But like I had the crazy opportunity to go to I went to some of the season 1 events for Gears 4's like esports pro league. It was
I remember watching them.
I think it was Paris and Las Vegas, like literally within the space of like a month and a half. Like it was crazy. And after I got back from Vegas, I said to Rawr, I said, look, like next time, like it could happen again, like an event in America, like you've got to come with me, man. Like you can't be watching in the streams, like you need to be here with me. And then after that was when me and Rawr we went to San Diego in California in 2018, and it was madness. It was a madness. Bro, the California gas, the weather, the dispensaries, the food, like it was.
We got so involved. Every single day we did a vlog each. It's probably the best, dude. It's just
because I said to Rawr, like what we need to make sure is like we need to like capture, don't care about the views, don't care about who wants to watch or not, like just do it for ourselves, have like the best time always 24/7 from wake up to sleep. And just vlog it all, and then we can always go back and watch it in the future. So yeah, we went to like San Diego, and then we went to I went on a few more trips, and then me and Rawr went to Atlanta, Georgia, didn't we, for the Gears 5 like multiplayer reveal. Like we got to play that early as well. But that all led to the Croatian studio visit, man, which is just always like for me personally, like it's always been like a bucket list thing. Like I would love to go to the studio where they make the game, and just walk the same, you know, same floor, same place that the actual people like developing and working on the game. Like, oh man, it was unreal. We always live it up as well. Like, you can always go back to watch the vlogs on both our YouTube channels, and like you can see that like generally like we're just a bunch of gas heads, man. Like, we just love life to the extreme, especially when we're together. Like, the crazy thing is, like, both our names are Lee, but like I never call Rawr. Like, I always call Rawr, you know.
Oh, it's called the shadows.
But yeah, when we're together, man, dude, I'm telling you, like,
it's a mad.
The dopamine in our brains must be going mad, because it's just like
a real good mates. I remember once on Twitter, it was Rawr was. You believe your girlfriend, Shadows, knew all about it, and you were like unaware of it.
Oh yeah, it was last year, literally just a year ago, yeah.
And he surprises you out of nowhere, and you're like, gas! You're like,
yeah, like literally, we went to the airport, and I was like, what are we doing? We going to the dam and that? I'm like, she's like, no, we're meeting someone. I was like, wait, what? And she's like, you know, it's part of the next trip, and I was like, oh, okay. Then yeah, I was just sitting in the airport, like looking at my phone, and then just this gas head shows up, like, gas, like, let's get it. So yeah, he came to my hometown, and we had a weekend for my birthday last year. But
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
You're a genuine, real mate. You can see the passion and all the vlogs and all the videos, your Twitter videos you make. They're really, it's real. It's not fake. It's real. You know?
Yeah. We're just a couple of like just normal guys that just absolutely love gears, and we're very, very similar in it. Like Rawr, like we bounce off each other so well. It's my missus said to me like that weekend we was out. She's like, you are literally like, he's a Scottish like you were like literally the vice versa, like English and Scottish version of each other. Like, it is mad. And this would have never been a thing if it weren't for Gears of War. You know, like, without playing this game, like if one of us stopped, or you know, Microsoft never acquired it, or like none of this would have ever even happened. You know,
we never had these moments and memories and shit. So, and everybody we've met on the way, you know, like it comes around and goes around. You know, it is a saying. It's real. It's mental.
Oh, it's true. I mean, it's really good to see. I mean, because you can actually see the passion on the videos and the streams. Because I think I messaged you all back, Addos, and I said you look tired, and he goes, "No, this is the dedication and passion." For the
yeah, man, bro. Like I've been so fortunate to doing Gears content like full time for like the last 5 years. Like people don't know, like a lot of my chat knows, but like I worked from like the age of 10, man. Like, if I wanted to get a video game, i.e. like the next Gears of War, like I was, you know, helping my dad, who was like a self-employed cleaner, you know, clean pubs before I went to school in the morning, like in the AM. So like, I'd be waking up at 6 a.m. to clean a pub for an hour for like a quid, like £1 a day, just to help my dad out, you know, help my old man out. And then, you know, 30, 40 days of that, and I could buy like Gears too. And you know, I've always been working. It's been mad. Like, I worked at a chip shop from the age of like 16 to 21 for 5 years, doing like hours a week, while still doing the cleaning and helping my dad out. Like, we're doing, you know, cleaning pubs, we're doing window cleaning, this and that. And I slowly stopped the cleaning, and I was made redundant from the chip shop because like it changed owners, and then it just went into the shits. And that, like, I got made. Like, I never like, the thing with content as well. Like, it didn't really start like popping until Gears of War Ultimate Edition in 2015, when like TC started off. Like, I know you want to get into like talking about the TCA program. We're touching about it because like I've been in contact with like the studio 3 months from them opening. Is when they reached out in like 2014, I think it was. But yeah, around like 2015 when like Gears UE released, like I never had that like. I never like, it was just too scary to take that like step, like, you know, I'm gonna put in my notice and try and do content full time. It was sort of like early 2016, just before I got invited to play out the Gears 4 beta early in London. That's when I got made redundant, and I was just like, it's sort of like a force like sort of thing. Like, I was like,
you didn't have a choice.
I literally like, I had no backup plan or anything. You know, I went to college I did dance, like I did dancing as a kid, and it was literally for fun. It was just like sesh every day. College life, yeah, that's where the sesh began, bro. Like in school, like, you know, I never drank or anything like that, and never really knew anything. But yeah, it was the college life that did that. But yeah, that redundancy in like early 2016 like forced me to like, all right, Gears 4 beta is coming up. I'm just gonna go like smash content and just see how long I can go for, and we're still hits like sitting here today. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Like,
yeah, because it is a brave thing to do. Given I know you were made redundant, but either way, it's still a brave. You had two choices. You could have done the content creation or the streaming, or you could have tried to find another job. And you tried for the content route, didn't you? It's a brave route, because even when people make money on YouTube, a lot of them admit it is scary to actually.
Some months are not good. Some months are not good. Like Shadows, he's had bad months. You're maybe only making £200. That's not enough to keep you.
No, that's nothing.
Especially as you're growing up, like you get bills coming in, like you
want to go holiday. You want to treat your girlfriend. You want to have.
I want to help my mum and dad out. Like I give them like 10% of YouTube and Twitch every month is like extra, like on top of like what I pay like rent and electricity wise. Like,
without them, you would have never been given this choice, and they allowed it. So it's just a little bonus to them, which is awesome, dude. You've done that for ever since I've known you, which has been awesome since you were making.
Because I mean, I remember one point when I was watching you, and you got. The Twitch is good and Twitch is bad. Do you remember a while back when someone made you loads of nice donations and screwed you?
Mate.
I seen you in tears. I put you in tears, and someone bailed you out, didn't they? The most craziest emotions I've ever experienced in my life, man. Like, dude, I didn't even know how I got. Like, I came out of that situation on like. It was mad, man. Like, some guy, they basically did like challenges on stream, and he donated like $10,000. And for me personally, like I said, like coming from from like the fact that I still live at home, like it feels like nothing's never really changed. But like coming from like working at a chip shop and like cleaning fucking shit out of a toilet, and nobody gives like anything, nobody cares about the cleaners. Like, to be put in that position, like it was unreal when it happened. But like, and I never expected anything of it. But like, like I think it was 2 weeks later, the guy ghosted everything, and then all of a sudden, logged into my emails, my PayPal, and I was like £8,000 in debt. And he hit his bank up and said it wasn't him, and he got it like retracted. And crazy story, man. But like, long story short, it took like 4 or 5 months of talking to PayPal to battle it.
Screenshots
and I went in. I sent them an 18-page document with everything I could ever think of to try and sort it out. And I actually got like I think I got like $9,000 back out of the $10,000. I think you got like $1,000 back. But
fuck him.
And then some other guy came in and like replaced that exact same amount and said, screw that guy. Like, that was even another crazy story. Like, he had gone through like loads of crazy, horrific like life events where he ended up basically in hospital for like bedridden for a year, couldn't speak, couldn't move, had to like relearn just like basic human nature. And he said to me, like, he watched the video and stream every single day I posted. And he said, if it wasn't for like mentally me allowing like being in his life in terms of content, because like if you put in that situation, like man,
I couldn't think
what happened to him. Like he lost like he lost
his family, did he not?
Yeah. Like it was a tragic car crash with his like his family, his best friend and his entire family, his kids, like he was staying with, and he'd been in the army, and it was just it was an absolute craziness, man. But
so he must have got loads of money, like left to him, but then he wanted to donate to you to say thank you for every day when he was in.
So like originally like I had this crazy donations, and then I lost it, and then he returned it for me for just. Still to this day, I still can't believe it. And then, like I said, I battled the cases, and then I won back the original stuff as well. And like still to this day, like that not happening, I don't think I would have been able to continue content like full time. Because I'm pretty
sure you said that your mum and dad's house or we have to go for sale or something, didn't you?
Well, we just rent like PayPal was sending they were sending like letters through the post, man. And like when it hits the real life world like that. No, man, like that. I thought of the worst at all times, bro. Until like they turn it around, and like still to this day, like I can't believe that turned around. But like that's how all of like some of the trips happen, and like I said, like that event happening is crazy and as screwed up as it was. Like coming out on the other side and like being able to put it behind me and be like this happened, but luckily I landed on the right side in terms of, you know, the two things happening. I say still to this day, like that's what's allowed me to, you know, when YouTube and Twitch isn't doing so well, like, I've been able to,
you've got your savings,
still pay my bills and, you know, stuff like that for like the last couple of years, you know.
People don't understand that, man.
It just shows you, I mean, it's a low point. Obviously, you took that risk when it happened, but you came out the other side better. You know, you got over it. I mean, it was that's a big thing. I mean, someone said to me and said you own 9 grand.
Where'd you hear that? Like being a Gears of War streamer as well, like it's a small niche game, like it's, you know, no Call of Duty, no Fortnite at a time or whatever, but like to happen to someone that streams Gears, like,
nah, you're the first and never probably the last. People don't get.
I wouldn't want that to happen to anybody, man.
Did Twitch still allow this crap?
Still allow us.
It's like a loophole where, like, I don't know, like I think it's all to do with legal issues, like I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like he's stopping. It's like on YouTube, you get a super chat. You can't take your super chat back.
$10,000 as well. You can't take bits back from Twitch either. So when you donate those bits are for you. So that's a bonus. But donations are just one of those things where, like, if you get one, you don't know if it's actually yours until maybe a couple of days later, and it's still there. But if they just say, "Oh, that wasn't me, donated it," and they can get a refund, they get the refund, and you know,
it's not right. It's not.
No, man.
No,
it's screwed up.
I'm just glad you came from this, Shadows, and you've still doing your Gears. You're still here, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, it's really good to see you still here, because there's obviously YouTubers, and like you and Rawr are both passionate. You do it for the love. You can see it. Obviously,
we could have easily moved on and went to Fortnite. Shadows was doing Fortnite for a little while. You know, he could have probably really went for the Fortnite scene and probably went.
I could have, but it's just it's always been the love for Gears, man. I've met like YouTube, like big YouTubers with millions of subs, and I've met like gaming people in the industry, and like so many people have told me like you can't do just Gears, like it's not big enough. You're not going to be able to survive off it. But for me, like I've always thought, like, you know, if that's the case, like you just got to double down. Like if it takes like this certain amount of effort and, you know, time and whatever to make it happen in a big game, like with Gears, you're just going to have to like 5 times the input that you're putting into it. And I wouldn't have any other way, man. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd love to have, you know, 1 million subs and, you know, buy this house for my mum and dad and move out with my missus that I've been together with for almost 8 years, and everything to be sweet and happy, you know, playing a massive game. But I'm happy with Gears, man. Like, I'd rather, like, I like taking on the challenge of like my passion and like love for the Gears franchise, and to try and not only grow myself, but, you know, support people like my boy Rawr, and, you know, just support like in general the Gears community and the Gears content in general. Like the more people putting in content for Gears, the bigger and better it can be. You know, if there was 50 videos going live daily, like it would just grow the community mad. Like it would go mental, because like if you're putting that much input of content into the scene in general, like there's always going to be eyes there that want to watch it, you know.
No, you are right. I mean, if there was more content out there, it would probably push the algorithm up to say, oh, there's more videos out there.
Because like I still swear with Gears, like people don't even know content exists for that game, or people stream it or whatever. Like
on YouTube,
I'd say most people are like just, you know, casually playing, or like, you know, Xbox gamers that play the campaign and that's it, not even knowing like this whole thing exists, you know.
I think Gears needs to do better marketing, though. They're not that good.
And obviously that's where the TCA program comes into it for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, that's what, like, obviously. What was it like going to the Coalition studios for both of you, and what was it like to actually meet Rod Ferguson and the team? Was it?
Yeah, it's gas.
I'll let Rawr go first. So I've met Rod before, so.
Yeah, that was my first time meeting him, and he was just what you think, you know, what, like when we saw him at E3 and stuff like that, like he is just an awesome guy. He is an awesome guy, hands down. He's created and he's been there from the start of Gears, and he's made a legacy. But as folk have been talking about it and things have been going on in life, I mean, he was holding back probably Gears of War 5 from its potential. Now we've went to becoming bigger and better now, I think, without him. You know, I don't know, there's just something about him possibly that was holding it back, but I take that away from him. He's still a legendary guy. But the Collision Studios is just what Shadows was saying. It was a dream to go there. And once we got there. It's just
like the awesome setups, like all the individual setups, wasn't it?
Individual rooms. I mean, there's the room where it's like the collectible room, and they've got every single collectible thing that you could ever think about from Gears of War history in a room with their streaming setup. They've got the big area where like all 30 or 40 people that sat recorded their gameplays, double screens, you know, like a professional streaming setup. Everybody was there doing their thing, making videos, creating, doing the campaign, doing the gameplays. It was just insane. We get food ordered daily, drinks ordered daily, just like.
Oh, cool! Wow.
Hit up Dana's local spot, innit?
And I was like, yeah, you see, that's the funny thing. Shadows calls him Dana. I call him Dana.
Dana. Yeah, but when you're gassed, bro, when you're lit, you're like Dana. But yeah, honestly, bro, like I said, like going to the Croatian studio was an absolute dream, man. Like when you walk in, there's like the big, like, you know, the Marcus Phoenix statue that came with the Epic Edition.
Gears 3.
Like, he was like kneeling down.
Yes.
Yeah, they have like a real size, like super, like 1-to-1, like replica, like in the lobby. And then obviously it's just like, man, just like walking about and like being able to like interact and just speak to the developers, like
a
on
10
level. Yeah, that one, yeah, like 20 times large, yeah.
I think you were like, can I put it in my bag? Can I put it back and take it home?
Yeah, Shadows pictures. We all got pictures with it. We all got pictures.
But yeah, they had like, because I think there was like 30 of us there, and they had like all these streamer setups like in the sort of like main area. So like it was like we got our own like personal computer, and we could just set up all our stuff and start recording YouTube videos and even live stream like directly from the studio itself.
5 hours today to record everything and everything.
Yeah, content grind, man. Like, you know, we're there for 5 hours, boom, get back straight to the hotel. Me and Raw like chuck the laptops on.
Shadows, did you spend 2 hours getting cutscenes and like pictures, screenshots of like writing and descriptions? Like you didn't even get the time to get some of the gameplays. We said, can we get a second day, please? They're like, don't worry, you've got a second day, blah, 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 but you don't have as long. We're like, can we get longer? Can we get longer? They're like, no, you can't. It's like, no.
Like, he was showing at 5 o'clock and me and Raw like, can we not like just do like an overnight thing now? Can we not have a little sleepover now? Because we were there to just basically smash it, like just maximize as much as we can get from like what we need to create videos going into the launch of Gears 5. Like it would have been easy if it was like a week earlier, because like by the time we got back with the jet lag is when we could start uploading. So, like, we was both all over the place. Yeah. It was an absolute phenomenal experience, man. Like, because they took us on like a little tour through like the actual like backside of the building where like all of the actual like development work goes down, and
all the people were sitting there working on their computers and stuff, you know, like doing the 3D modeling, doing like backward maps, designing stuff. We're like, can we see that? Can we see that? Like, no, you can't see the screen. Like, okay. Hiding stuff.
Away.
We were trying to vlog it and everything. They're like, no vlogging. But then we took us to the balcony where they have their parties and their celebrations and
beers,
it was on a balcony in the middle of Canada, you know, like in Vancouver. You get to see the whole city. It's incredible, dude. They're literally living in paradise in the center of like, you know, it's mental.
No, that sounds incredible. I mean, obviously as gamers, I mean, you probably never imagine that could ever happen.
Nah.
It's media, access to
it's just Gears of War. We thought we would never, you know, definitely we take everything for, you know.
We just live it to the fullest when just living in the moment, man. Like I said, you can go watch the vlogs, like, you know, Canada, California, Atlanta,
like the Stars pouring gas.
Like it got crazy. It's so crazy to the point where like we met I invited a subscriber that's been watching the YouTube and Twitch for ages. You know, he's a bit older than us. And I was like, yeah, man, we're going to California. Like, I know you always wanted to go. Like, he's from St. Louis, Star Spawn, and he came out and, you know, roomed with us. And after that, 2018, that was in 2018, early 2019, last year, he was like, yeah, man, like, let me fly you out to my house. And we stayed there for like just over a week in St. Louis, Missouri. And both me and Raw went, and we had like the basement as like a sort of like, you know, mini hotel thing. And they treated us absolutely crazy. And like, where did you hear that? Like, you know, a subscriber flying out a YouTuber to their house and, you know, having an amazing like week. Like we did some crazy stuff there as well, didn't we? Be like
into the St. Louis Arch is like one of the
It's basically like St. Louis is like Big Ben, you know, like they're sort of like monumental like building thing. Yeah.
Took us an NHL game. They bought us jerseys with our names on it. Like, they just treated us like
shot guns. We ate steak and then we shot more guns.
Yeah, we shot guns. We still streamed while we were over there. That's the thing.
It's like a work relocation. You know, it was like we took all our setups with us, like our laptops, our capture cards, and Xboxes and all that. And we basically set up like a streaming room inside his house, and we just live streaming there. We went out, enjoyed the time, vlogged in the day. Like we did like a vlog every day as well. And then we streamed at night. Like it was just.
Remember, we went and got like 100 rams from America.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool.
Do you know the Gears Pops?
Yeah. That's when the Gears of War Rawr Funko Pop came out. We were like hunting every GameStop. I think I came back with like 40 in the suitcase. Yeah,
I came back with 20. Yeah,
I've got some, but not as many as you guys. No, it's really good stories from the Gears creator. Like, you can really, because there is big YouTubers that don't. I mean, I don't know.
Like us, definitely not. No,
there is YouTubers I know. I mean, but they've never had fans buy them out. They've never been flown out to studios and flights paid for by Xbox. It just shows the dedication that the coalition have to their partners. You know?
And then Microsoft reaching out to us as well. You know, the Xbox UK, the actual like side division of Microsoft, like the UK people.
Yeah. I hope you get that contact gas. Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
I predicted you were going to get that console, Shadows. I was like, because I thought
the Xbox Series X. I wasn't expecting one, man. Like, they sent me the Xbox One X, but I was thinking, brand new Xbox, like, Gears 5 hasn't done as well, like, like at the end of the day, like I said, because I think especially like still living at home, like I don't think of the gaming thing in terms of numbers, like, or is anything like. It's just the same from day one to day now. It's just taking it day by day, putting out the content. So like, I was thinking like, new Xbox, let's send it to like, people with millions of subs. Like, I ain't getting one. I ain't buying one. I'm happy with my Xbox One X. And then they emailed me and Rawr DM'd me like, I'm getting an Xbox. I'm like, hold on. I'm like, I'm like, what is going on, man? Like, and that's all because of like doing Gears content, man. Like, it's just unreal, man.
They love it. They love Gears. They love Halo. They love people that support Gears for so many years. Like we've done it for how many years, man? I've done it longer than you. It's crazy. Since Gears 2, I've done it.
You both deserve it. I mean,
I appreciate that, man.
See, when I seen you get that Xbox One X, I thought I'm waiting for it. I think Shadows will get sent one. And I reckon Rawr was going to get one, but I wasn't sure. But you did. You did.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's probably just because they know, obviously, you make a video. Obviously, I presume because you got it early, there was NDAs on when you could actually show the video.
Exactly. Yeah. I couldn't stream on it or anything there.
Exactly. We couldn't record or do anything like that, and we couldn't post like unboxing. And I was going through my situation in my flat. Like I wasn't even moved into my new flat yet, and I was wanting to do it in my flat because it was going to be cool. I was going to do my own little skit, which I did manage to get done.
Late,
but
where's that
Xbox? When you were at the coalition, did you have chance to give the developers any constructive feedback?
Like
minimal.
Not really.
Minimal.
Like I wish we could have the opportunity to go there like during like actual development. Like the game was done, and so like when we was there for like we got there. I think we got there like lunchtime. We had like 3 day and then 2 days on in the studio, and then the day after we was flying back. So like obviously being on holiday as well, like we was living it up, and we were so in the moment. Like all we was thinking about is like we got to get content done. And like Rawr said, like even when food was coming out, Dana was like, "You want something to eat?" I was like, "No, I got content to record right now. I'm not getting off. I want every minute like recording." So like we were so focused on like capturing content. there wasn't like a designated like, all right, we're gonna take like a 2-hour like window here and like go into like the meeting room and sit down and discuss stuff. Like if we was there for like maybe a week, like we could have like done like 2 days of like recording and playing, and then like maybe a day off and no playing and just strictly talking. Like we didn't really get that because it happened so quickly as well. Like we didn't get that opportunity to like play the game, take it in, think about it, and then relay the feedback. Until like obviously a couple of weeks being back at home, you know.
Yeah,
I think that would have been the benefit to them if they got creators' feedback, because they often know better than I know. You should never tell the developer what to do, but quite often, because you're in the community, you know what people like.
Exactly.
Feedback
from like thousands of people that we know, you know, like from the people that we watch, and get everybody's feedback, do like a video, get like some highlight topics, you know, like some of the highlight moments, and we could just express this is important, like leaderboards is important. Even there,
leaderboards,
weekly, monthly, they're not there. That's important, I feel, but we've never had it since Gears 3. But like just little things like that, you know. But yeah, there's so much more we could have gave, but we didn't get to give it.
It's like during Gears 4. Do you remember, Rawr? Like me, you, and Dana was in London, and we were sitting in this hotel till like 3 a.m. And like opportunities like that is where we've been able to give feedback, and like we gave the feedback about unlockable characters like outside of the microtransaction stuff. And that's when they released the that conversation stemmed the idea Dana had to release like it was the Ruby and Diamond signs and the Emerald and Diamond cog gear characters as like unlockables in Gears 4. And then obviously that translated into Gears 5 as well. But the thing with feedback, like you need that like opportunity to just sit down and then be like, look, if TC wanted me out to the studio and said like, we're going to leave you in this room overnight, we're going to give you like 10 big ass whiteboards, like write everything down. Like I'd have double sides like finished, ready to go like by the morning.
Exactly.
I think with a game like Gears, like being as in depth and super complex that it is, like you need that opportunity to like explain it in full, like in the right way, or it doesn't hit the, you know, like the sound barrier between like the community and the developers. Like they don't really understand it, you know.
No, you're right. You need proper feedback, not this. It's trash.
I hate when that happens. I hate it. It's like, nah, you're just not. Why are you saying something's trash and not giving feedback? Like, if something's not good, why is it not good? What could be done better? Or if it's good, what's the good parts? And if it could be better, like what else could be added on? There's always that side, but folk don't give that side. They just say, nah, trash, or you're here. That's it. You know, straight up.
Well, obviously, Did you? I hope you told them that the loot boxes weren't a very good idea.
Yeah, we told them about the gear pack situation with like spending X amount of money, time, and you know, I think just like I don't know, with the gaming industry in general, like I think the loot boxes were just a transition period from like the season pass or like map pack era, you know, and then obviously companies realizing that they could, you know, create a lot more. You know, financial support for the game by tapping into this like microtransaction system. But I think where Gears 5 is today, like compared to even back then, like where Gears 5 is today is so much better with like
so much better. Where
you literally jump on, earn coins, unlock content, like choose what you want.
Finally, you can earn stuff. It's like back in Gears 3
that's what I would say. Like a lot of people don't realize. People are like, you know, always talking about Gears 3 is especially obviously during the first like operations for Gears 5. But like the system we have now, like I think at the moment I have because obviously like I know you want to talk about TCA, and we'll probably get into it. But like being part of the TCA program, like I've got like we got all access to all the digital content. I think I've got like 212 characters in Gears 5 right now.
Yeah.
And obviously we'll have probably all of next year as well. Like the amount of content and stuff that they've put out for Gears 5 that is literally all accessible for free is crazy.
Yep. You just got to play the game and earn, you know, the coins. But like if you don't play the game, you're not going to earn the coins. But there's a lot of lazy people, or not lazy, but then people that would just want the easy access to them. They play 1 or 2 hours a day, or maybe 1 or 2 hours a week. So they don't have time to grind, or they don't have time to play. So they might just buy the coins because they don't mind paying to get someone cool to play with. But that's the communities. There's difference. There's that in every single community, not just Gears of War.
Really, what annoyed me was when Gears 5 came out, it just seemed to me that, I don't know whether it's the fact there was no season pass this time round. It just seemed that they could make characters, etc., release them into the store for loads of. In the first 2 or 3 months, there was $1,000 worth of content. And that I don't know whether that stemmed from no DLC, no season pass, sorry, or it was the fact it was in Game Pass as well. I don't know, but it was a bad move anyway. Not letting players earn it and unlock it. It was.
Yeah, I think it was just the leadership at the time, like the way that they decided upon it. Because, like you said, like Gears 5 was the starting point of Game Pass, like to take off. It was the first time a first-party studio game was like day one available on Game Pass on the same day it released. So yeah, I think there was a lot of like internal stuff at Microsoft. Obviously in connection with the coalition for a while, all that happened, but like, everything has to happen for a reason, I guess. So
learning,
like Gears 5, like right now is in such a better position, man. But there's still a few more things that I would do, like for me personally, like Judgment had like that game mode called Overrun. It was sort of like a combination of like Horde and Beast, where you could play as like the cog heroes versus the creatures.
Yeah.
Like
back.
Yeah, well, like not exactly the same, but like that is literally what Gears of War needs. Like I would absolutely love a battle royale. I don't care what anybody says. Like Gears has all the potential to do it. Like Epic created Gears and they created Fortnite. Both third-person shooters, shotguns rule the game. There's a crazy system in the game. Either it's the building in Fortnite, and the movement in Gears. Like I would love a BR game mode, but like if that could never happen, because I feel like the one thing, like the massive element Gears 5 is missing, because like to me personally, I feel like Gears 4 and 5 are sort of like a step up from Gears 3, but like not an innovative move to the point where it feels like next gen.
We're still
it still feels like I'm playing like the 2011 Gears 3, just like on a different like updated version that's we're playing now live. I think the one element they're missing is like capitalizing on what Gears of War is and the universe they have and the story and the characters and the weapons and the enemies and the creatures, and building on that Overrun type of game mode experience where you could have like maybe like a 25 versus 25 or like 40 versus 40 or something absolutely crazy. That's like a wartime game mode that puts you in the foot soldier, in the what feels like you're inside the Gears of War universe itself, with these amazing environments, and you're playing like a big ass war mode where you're playing as the heroes of the cog and the humanity, with set up fortifications versus the creatures of the entire franchise. You got the Locust, the Lambent, the new Swarm. Like imagine like we're playing with 25 other guys, and we're on the Locust team, and I'm a Brumac, and Raw's running in as a Cantus, and Stubz unlocks maybe the General Ram hero villain, and he can spawn in as like the Ram from like the campaign and have all those like crew abilities, and that'd be like a PvP like multiplayer game mode where we're on that like team as the creatures, like these massive monsters, like taking on other real people, playing as like the heroes of the franchise. Like, I think if that is something that I think Gears could do in sort of like retaliation to, if it's never going to do like a battle royale like spin, like that could be Gears of War's BI in terms of like creating like an all new original mode that is all about Gears of War. Like you look at the story itself and the universe that Gears of War has. Like imagine telling people like, yo, you got to jump on this Gears of War game because it has this new mode that is like only found in Gears because of what Gears of War is, and you can control all of the creatures and all of the enemies, and it's a massive like multiplayer game mode. Like I think that's what Gears 6 should do, and like what Gears is missing at the moment. But
Shadows, a question here, okay? See, in the private modes and stuff, you can have up to like 20 slots. There's like 10 spectator. There's 10 spectator.
Yeah.
There's like 10 people.
Yeah.
How have they got that? Is there 20?
I don't know. I don't know, but like if the technology is there to have 10 people in the match, yeah, for sure. Like even if it was 10, like they could even do like an Overrun style mode as like a test run in this game, like 10v10, and then double down and blow it up into like Gear 6 as like the biggest like new marketing mode.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
definitely good views on that. I mean, obviously, with all that said, obviously you both played the Hivebusters DLC, even though I think it's more like a new game. But do you think there's a promising future for the future of Gears of War just based off that DLC alone? Because I do. I think.
I'll let Rawr talk a bit about what he thinks about the Highbuster DLC. I'm going to find this interview because I have the perfect quote from TC about their sort of like vision for how they're thinking of like expanding Gears and like the future of Gears. And like when you hear the way that the studio talks about it, it's like it's unreal.
It's good, yeah. So my like little vision of it and like my feedback would be like, obviously it was a great asset to Gears. You know what I mean? Like it's been a year since we've played the main campaign, and then a year later they bring another story of the unknown characters, like of ones from the comic books, find out their story mode and their vision and how they fought through the actual Locust and stuff. And it's just amazing story, and that's what we like. There's so much more unknown stories out there, like of Delta Squad. You know, they could do things. They could go down the route of you can be the actual creatures, and then your story of living underneath the down below. You know, and then and then working. Dude, there's so much stories you could do. The comics have got all these different stories, and they haven't got them in game version yet. But yeah. It was good. It was good. It was some stale moments, I would say, in the actual campaign. In my opinion, there was a few bits that were a bit like
Act 3 when you was like grabbing the rocket. Like that was.
I thought it was
very tedious. Yeah, but literally, like I love the Highbuster DLC, man. Like I've known about it for a long time by accident, and then it was leaked in like I think it was leaked in some sort of like Microsoft Game Stack Live documentary. Like the guy was recording, like capturing gameplay footage like in the background, and like the cameraman was behind him like as he was doing it, and they didn't mean to include that in. But yeah, I think the Highbuster, except like Act 2 of Gears 5, like the return to New Hope and then the visit to Mount Kadar with the confirmed origins of the Locust and Mira, by far is the best like singular act out of the entire Gears franchise. But I think apart from that, like there's a few other moments with like, you know, Clayton Carmine making a reappearance and stuff like that. That was amazing. But I do generally think like the Highbuster DLC was better than majority of the Gears 5 campaign. And there's so much potential, bro. Like Gears, like the universe itself. Like I never really got into the lore in that. Like, you know, I always played through the campaigns, you know, done the collectibles, achievements, I was always a multiplayer as a kid growing up. But it wasn't until I got into the YouTube content and that, like where I was just researching Gears daily, that like I started to read more into the lore and like got really heavily into it. And now like I'm just an absolute nerd for Gears lore. I absolutely love it, man. Like it's my most now favorite thing about the Gears franchise, as much as I'm like a multiplayer gearhead. I think the Highbuster DLC like shows that there is unlimited potential in this universe. Like the one thing that TC have done compared to Epic so amazingly well, I do believe the narrated team has been the same from the beginning to right now, and like nobody's left in terms of leadership there. The way that they've curated like the universe following the ending of Gears 3, which felt like impossible to start again, you know, without like ruining what happened in the original trilogy. And then just taking it from there and expanding it to the point where, like, you know, they said that they don't even reveal like a map of Sierra, like, you know, showing like, you know, locations and, you know, what the sort of like planet looks like from like a space view, because like it gives them as many opportunities out there to explain like unlimited stories that they want to tell. I think if it's not planned already, I would love another campaign DLC already, man. Like as soon as I finished the Highbuster DLC, I was just like, I want more. Like it flew 3 hours. Like, I played it in 2 sessions and it flew by so quick, like to the point where like you were so enjoying it. I just think there's like so many smaller stories in Gears of War that could be told in that situation of like a DLC drop for like a campaign story expansion that couldn't be like its main own game, or, you know, it makes sense to be its own game, but like have enough of a spotlight to become a reality in terms of like a new campaign DLC that needs to be told. Like there's certain characters, and I reckon like certain, like the thing with Gears as well, like we're in the Swarm War right now, And obviously the Locust thing was in the past, but like the Locust War was 17 years and the original trilogy didn't start till the last 3. And we've had different things happen as well, like with Gears Tactics set 2 years in with the Hammer of Dawn strikes. There's like a 10 to 12 year gap in the Locust War that is untapped like potential for as many stories as they want to create. You know, how was the humanity of the COG able to survive that long if the Hammer of Dawn strike was supposed to be like their last big move that they could try and do to not be wiped out, and they were still able to, you know, keep the war going for as long as it did. Like the Highbuster DLC, I really do hope. I hope it does. I hope it did really well, and I hope it just gave the like Croatian the feedback to be like, maybe for Gear 6, like we plan to release one of these a year. It's sort of like an anniversary of like the first year anniversary, the second year anniversary of like a Gear 6 to, you know, celebrate with a new story expansion. It's, you know, it's going to be interesting with what Halo Infinite does next year, like with the model they're taking on with like one game that's supposed to last like 10 years with like story expansions like every couple of years. Like, I don't know if that's something we'll ever see for Gears, but like people don't realize, like people have always thought like, this game is, you know, dude bros, like, you know, getting on the gas and, you know, just killing monsters with their bros. The story that's under everything for Gears is absolutely unreal, man. Like the way that it connects from like games to comics to the novel books, like the amount of detail that is in this universe is insane. And like the crazy thing about Gears is like the way that they've done it is they can create infinite loop of like stories added to like the Locust War to Delta Squad that can always make sense because there's never like a restriction on how much story that they can tell. And like I said, I wanted to pull up this quote from an interview with IGN earlier this year. Like this was, her name was Bonnie Mash. She is the narrative like director. Like she is basically God in the Gears universe. You know, she controls the story elements through everything related to Gears and, you know, basically like plotting out where the story going. And this was earlier this year, I think just after Tactics dropped. She said, as a studio, we're just really excited about all of the different avenues of stories that we can tell, referencing not only the different eras compared from the Locust to the Swarm War that the team want to explore, but also the new mediums in terms of we have games, comics, and books. And even now with the release of Gears Tactics, different gaming genres that they have to do it. We're figuring out right now what's next, but Gears Tactics was a great opportunity to tell a brand new story that's going to fulfill that Gears of War itch, while TC figure out and plan what is going to be happening in the mainline series. So I just feel like we have as many and so many opportunities for our Gears fans and the Gears players to still get engaged in our universe, and we're never not going to stop. Like when the TT developers are like talking about Gears and as a universe like that, because I get people telling me all the time, like, do you think a Gear 6 is happening? Like, is Gear 6 the last one? Like, we're talking like they have potential plans to like, especially when they're referencing like, you know, Gears Tactics is it was like a turn-based strategy. It was like outside of the normal like third-person cover-based shooter. Like, it is the start of Gears tapping into other gaming genres to expand the IP. Like, you know, the game The Division, you know, wild loot shooter, third person. I could see Gears of War doing that. A big ass open world RPG set on planet Sarah. And I would personally like, I would do the project as, you know, the players is stranded and see their point of view during the Locust War as it was happening, because stranded were basically like the civilians that were left to basically die when the COG decided to hammer strike the entire planet outside of like the Jacinto Plateau, which is, you know, the big city that you get to go to in Gears 2, that, you know, at the end of that game you sink. But I would love to see like an open world, like RPG game set in the Gears universe with Brumax and, you know, all of the creatures just out in the wilds walking about.
You have to collect mutant gear and like upgrade.
Like collect weapons and armor, doing like scavenger runs and
Lancer, but everyone's Lancer can be different with different attachments, different camos. You can customize yourself. Imagine, dude. Oh,
yeah. But yeah, like the lore, man. Like if you look at Gears, go on.
Because in my community, I'm in the Xbox community, I'm in the podcast community. I do a weekly gaming podcast, and all I hear all the time on Twitter is, "You're gonna need to make a new IP." And and all this. Right? Like, all they ever say is, "Oh, they've got more potential," because Xbox has got this thing about making multiple studios make multiple projects. I was like, but it was changed from Black Tusk to Coalition. Its whole purpose is Gears.
Yeah,
I'm going to find that quote and quote it on Twitter. Say, does it look like they're going to be moving on? It's really annoying.
Yeah.
Saying,
I don't know what it is like. I was talking to my dad the other day, like, and my missus as well, like, because she's, you know, she's worried about when's Gear 6 coming out, because I know you need that next. TC started in 2014. We can get into talking about TC if you want, because like the crazy thing is they contacted me 3 months into 2014. So Microsoft acquired the Gears franchise. I will always remember because it's changed my life, man. January 27th, 2014 is when the Xbox Wire thing went out and Rob Ferguson announced that he was moving to Vancouver, Canada with the Gears of War IP because Microsoft purchased it. 3 months later in April, there was a lady that used to work there called Jack Fellon. She reached out to me and said, you know, oh, I've seen like the Gears content. Like, can you help me out with a giveaway? And, you know, maybe we can give you some stuff in game. You know, we can give you some stuff in the future, blah, blah, blah. And she set me up with like a bunch of crazy opportunities, and that's how I got like in contact with Xbox and that. But like what people don't realize is like the Coalition have absolutely unloaded so much content and projects for like the Gears franchise since taking over. They've released more. If you count the High Buster campaign as its own thing, they've released more game projects for Gears of War than there's been years since they started development with the franchise. Like after, you know, Microsoft owning it, taking it from Epic. Like you had Gears Ultimate Edition in 2015. You had Gears 4 in 2016. You had Gears Pop in 2018. You had Gears Tactics and then Gears 5 in 2019. And then you've had the High Buster DLC in 2020. Like that's 6 different releases from the Coalition in 5 years. Like, you know, when people say, you know, they need to be working on multiple projects, like they have been working on they're working on multiple projects inside of Gears. Like even forgetting that they've actually released like 2 different comic series and 2 books as well. So like in general, like that's like what that's like 10 different projects that have been created for the Gears franchise since TC took over. And like I said, like quite in that interview in IGN, like they're definitely working on multiple projects right now. Like Gears 6 is probably one. You know, like I said, they could be working on a Gears open world RPG. They could, you know, if Gears Tactics did really well, maybe there's a sequel to that. They've probably got more comics and books.
Someone said, what about that? Dragon Wolf said, how about a side-scrolling style Gears?
Maybe, I don't know. It's like if you look at Gears Pop, like that's actually getting closed down next year because I don't think it did that well. Like I think there's a right and a wrong way to do it. You know, I think Pop and Judgment have been examples of, you know, taking Gears to the point where it doesn't make sense. But like Gears Tactics and the High Buster DLC has been additions to the franchise that just show like Gears of War has enough as a universe and as an IP to be that much of a variety. They're literally like TC are building out the Gears franchise like it's Star Wars. Like they're getting it to the point where like they want the universe to, you know, obviously be as big and as recognizable as some of the biggest universes in pop culture that's out there today. And I think Gears of War has all the potential to do that if it does it right. And you can see through the examples of like Pop and what was it? Yeah, Judgment not working out, and then Tactics and this High Buster DLC recently. Because I noticed on Twitter, like a lot of journalists and a lot of like gaming places really highly like positively like reviewed the DLC, right?
Yeah, they did. It was surprising because normally it's the Xbox hate train. Sorry to say it, they get hate for everything, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but I think Hive Busters shows the potential of Gears. I do believe that Gears can get to a higher echelon and eventually get in a higher player base.
Yeah,
they just need to get there, and look by the looks of it, they are getting there. But
it
will take time, because obviously they want Hive Busters and Gears to thrive, because obviously Xbox's main vision, you probably know, is to get everyone in on Game Pass Ultimate, and that's obviously part of the service.
Exactly.
Recurring revenue, you know, that's obviously part of it. So they need to if they make that game even better, more people will go into the service, or you can still buy it like normal. But it's like, I don't know if you remember, but Gears 5, when it came out, you probably do, they annoyed a lot of the fan base. A lot of my mates got annoyed because they bought the Gears 5. They had the top edition. They did the top version.
The Ultimate Edition,
It's £80 on the promise that these characters that you bought were exclusive. Then they got too excited and gave the characters out to everyone who played it. My mates were pissed off. They were. They paid 20 extra. They did.
Yeah.
So I think like messaging and transparency like is so key, man.
You've got to watch what you're doing when it comes to like exclusive. What's the word? Exclusivity.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few miscommunications between that, like skins, weapon skins. Oh, this is supposed to be only for people that has done this, and then put it in the store. It shouldn't be done like that, unfortunately, but it has been done a few times. But
at least Gears hasn't actually got the flack in the sense that whenever they've released a game, it hasn't got flack in the sense because obviously you've seen what's happened with Halo Infinite with mixed messaging on what the game actually looks like. It's like the launch trailer looks completely different from they actually showed. And it's like, a recent blog post looks really good. But now I'm wondering, what will it actually look like when it comes out? I don't know. See what I mean? They don't. They show you what they're going to release. You know.
Yep. Absolutely. So they are on the right direction. Gears 5 and TC. They've got a future. They know what they're doing. It's just going to take time to address it, to like actually nail it on the right head. And I mean, they're still learning. I think they're still learning as they're going along. They're taking a lot of feedback. Obviously now, I mean, a few people have left the actual TC and actually the franchise, and they've done more with these people leaving. You know, so I think it's on to the right direction.
They have. I mean, I'm not obviously, but I mean, obviously, Rob was a great part. He got a lot of the developers in, a lot of the right people in place, but I've just noticed since he left the studio that things have got better. I think Rod being in a position that he worked on Gears for so long, that it's hard to, because obviously he was the head of the studio as well. Like it was most likely the way that it was going to be was his way. I think he'd done his time. I think he's done his time on Gears. Like he's never coming back. I think he did like 9 years, took 2 years off, done another like 5 or 6 years. But I think he set up like the Corrosion studio with everybody in the leadership roles and the sort of vibes and just the ideas at the studio itself to be set up to hopefully going into Gears 6 to they need to absolutely smash it, man. Like Gears 4 and 5 have been solid, and they've been critical at launch, and they've got much better over the years after they get support. But like, we need to use, hopefully, like there's a few more things I'll do in Gears 5. Like I said, I'd add like a test run, like smaller miniature, like 10v10 as Rawr said, like war game mode that was like a successor to Overrun. I would add the Locust and Lambent as PvE enemies into Horde mode, and then I would call it a day for Gears 5, and then go fully into Gears 6. Which
of course,
without spoiling it, and there's a couple of people in chat that are still playing Gears 5. So now, the way the game, obviously don't try not to spoil it because there's people in chat.
Yeah, I think I know what he's talking about as well. Yeah,
and obviously Gears 6, there's 2 endings, which means they're going to have potentially make 2 games. Do you think they will just come up with something that changes it at the start of Gears 6 and you only have one way of playing it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could explain it right now because I think there was an interview. I can't remember. I saved like a Gaiazo screenshot, but I can't remember. It was some random website. But I don't want to. It's completely spoiler like based. So I wouldn't be able to. I would love to be able to get into it, but I do believe a decision has already been made. Because like they were basically explaining like negative space, which is a term for like, let's say a character like we use like Ty Kalisto from Gears 2 as a perfect example. Ty Kalisto was that like tribal warrior that got hijacked by the Locust or kidnapped and then tortured because with like his chainsaw battle with Scourge. As Marcus and Dom were going into underground into the Hollow inside the grind lift. And then obviously you meet up with Ty in that like gas barge, like that torture barge where Marcus hands in the shotgun and he's been like absolutely tortured, like he's soulless and he like kills himself. And then, obviously dying in Gears 2 and then in Gears 3, you had that Ram Shadow DLC, which he's a part of. And that's set like 14 years before Gears of War 2 and his like ending fate. And when they were explaining like negative space, like basically representing that, where even if a character has met their fate or something has happened to, you know, a specific character, like in the current Gears game, they can always tell like again, there's like unlimited stories for what sort of like massive battles they might have got into, or different fights at different places all over the planet Sierra itself, in their like previous life before they obviously met their demise, like just like Ty did. And when she was explaining that, like she kind of applied it to Gears 5, which I think revealed like what might happen next. But again, I don't want to get into it too much because it is a big spoiler.
There's a couple of people. Have you made a video on this one before?
No, so like I've told my chat so many times, like for me, because of how Gears 5 has been, like mentally, like this year has been the craziest challenge of my life. Like I think Rawr can agree as well. Like we've both talked, we obviously we speak on such a regular basis. Like Rawr has gone through it a lot, where like doing the YouTube and like Twitch thing is your full-time career. Like it is mentally draining. Like when it is amazing, it is you're on top of the world, man. You're absolutely loving it. But when it's not going well, and you still have to put in, you know, the same time, the same effort, the same amount of content. Like, you know, if you're getting 50,000 views a video and then, you know, a year later you're getting 5,000 views a video, putting in the same effort, same time, like mentally it is absolutely draining. And it's like, it's such a fight in your head, like, especially with me, like, you know, I see the misses a couple of times a week, and when you're in your head like 18 hours a day, like, man, it gets crazy.
Yeah, man, life as well, trying to work around life, and now working around.
Yeah, the whole like 2020 and Corona situation, like, it's been mad.
We're trying to get away to like meet each other, to give each other like, you know, like hype moments, have a holiday to relax and just talk, keep on like talking about things and get these ideas, but we can't do that, you know. And it's just you're stuck in your bedroom, or you're just kind of trying to play Gears, and it's just it's not been the best year, but it'll get better. That's all you got.
Yeah. It will hopefully get better in 2021.
Yeah, man.
You know, try and be positive, you know.
Of course.
But yeah, no, I just think the Gears fun, and that thanks to that quote, Shadow, because I'm going to go and get it and cap where it is and put it on, because a lot of my Xbox community and people, well, not I don't call them fans, they're friends that I know. They all go, well, TC is highly talented, but I think they should do a second project. So I'm going to go there. They are telling you they are not going to do another project there. But
exactly.
you know, but you are right. They've done no end of until you worded it that way. That is a lot of content. That's more than they've ever done.
Yeah.
Until you put it that way, I didn't realize it.
Yeah, like, and you think with like Halo, with what Halo is in 343, like that amount of content has been released since Halo 5 came out. Yeah. So like you think of like the scope of the coalition and how embedded into Gears of War they are. But that's what I was going to get onto. As you was asking, like, with how in depth the universe and the lore is for Gears of War, like nobody has really taken it to like the extreme as YouTube content. And I've always wanted to do it, but it's like such a demeaning, like it's like a Godzilla of content, you know. Like if you're going to do the lore stuff, like if I was going to do it, the Gears lore content, like I would want to do it right in terms of.
Oh, you mean you want to be like, so basically, sorry to put in, basically in Destiny, there's a British dude, I think he's British.
My name is Mike, is it? Yeah.
He's the god of doing lore.
Yeah. Similar to that, where like you need every fact that has ever existed. Like you need to have a storage device that you can plug into a computer that has every cutscene, every image, every reference in the books, comics, collectibles, like every like bit of dialogue from the campaigns. Like to do it right, you gotta go to that extreme. But like that's my go-to. Like I've told Rawr about it as well, because like Rawr's not into the story as much as I am. Like I just love it. I just absolutely love it. Like that is my go-to like big projects in terms of like I want to explain all the lore and like all the origins of everything in like the TC projects of Gears, like all the current stuff that they've brought out. And then like you can do like all discussion stuff about like Gear 6 and you know, different topics that happen inside of Gears 5 and outside of Gears 5 that actually relates to the events after Gears 5. And then even after that, like I wanna have the entire universe on YouTube. So like if you want to go on YouTube and be like, I want to watch the story of Dominic Santiago from beginning to end, there's a video. I want to find out what is the origins of like the Krill and what happened to them after Gears 1. There's a video for that. Like that's like a personal, for me personally, like that is something that I would love to get done, yeah. Because I think it would go down very, very well as well. Like I say, like with how expansive the Gears of War universe is, and like how much people don't realize how like incredible it is. Like it's because it's set on the one planet. It's building from the inside out. Like they just have unlimited potentials to tap into. Like I'll blow a few people's minds as well. Like a little sort of like, it's not anything to do with spoilers. No, it's like what Gears of War likes to do. Like they like to set seeds into the story that get answered like 10 years later. Like some of the events in Gears 5 are completely related to questions that started in Gears 2, which obviously was like almost 12 years difference in terms of like Gears 2 released in 2008 and Gears 5 came out in 2019. But during the Gears of War 4 prologue, when they're celebrating the 25-year anniversary since the end of the Locust War, which is called Victory Day, there's sort of like a news report on the screen. And alongside the bottom is like when like Sky News, they always have that like the headlines like going across the bottom, right? They have one of those on the screen, and there's a little like clip where it says the COG government had a recent referendum where they have voted for sort of like lowering the amount of financial and like money support that they're investing into space exploration technology. So the government in Gears of War, like TC's current games, with obviously the 25-year time jump and, the advancement of technology that's happened so far, they are, because obviously like you had the Hammer of Dawn, like satellites in space, right? Like they've already got to that point during the end of the Pendulum Wars, right? Like at the point that they're at, they are already, it's like a small story seed of where they're basically saying like, we could go to space in Gears in a future timeline. Like the current COG government, the new COG are investing into space exploration technology because planet Sera, the Gears like universe planet that it's set on, has 2 moons, and there's also a planet nearby which is called Riser, which is referenced by Ben Carmine in the Gears of War 2 Train the Rook mission when he's like how to teach the Carmine, And so like that's a story seed and moment where like they're putting that in as like a little slogan on a TV screen now in 2016. And like when people say, like TC should work on other Gears, like other IPs or new IP or whatever, like they are so thinking ahead in terms of Gears. Like we're currently in the Swarm War, which is about 1 year in. As I said, the Locust War lasted for 17 years. And so like the Swarm War could go on for as long as that. Like it could go on for a decade. Like, it could go to the point where like JD and Kate and Del, those type of new characters are the same age as like Delta Squad as they were towards the ending of the Locust War in the original trilogy. Like they could be in their like mid-30s, early 40s, but like that like exploration of space, like that is like a potential for Gears to go, okay, we're going to tell the Swarm War like current storyline for like 5 games. And then we might jump like 100 years into the future where maybe humanity has to move on from the planet Sera that they live on because it's became like uninhabitable or something. And they have 2 different moons and a whole new planet they could visit, right? And so like that just shows you like Gears is here to stay for such a long time, man. Like the plans they have.
It might be a Gears 10.
Bro, there's going to be way past Gears 10. Yeah, like Gears can easily stick around for the next 20 years, just purely based on the fact that games only come out 3 to 4 years at a time, like the mainline, entries, and the fact that they have X amount of years in the Locust War, they have the current Swarm War, and they're even thinking about, putting little storyline moments like that as seeds into the current story now.
Story for discussion, for future references, for lines to narrative. Yeah, it's unreal. It's mental.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm glad you've brought all these points up because
this is more than I could have ever explained.
Yeah, it's a lot better than me. I love it. I love it.
But no, it's Gears is that big. I mean, a lot of the points you brought up, I didn't even think of.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Some
Content wise, I mean, I don't think anyone's got anything to worry about. I just think with the Hive Busters DLC, they've showed what they can. I'd say the potential is the potential is just only unlocking. In quality.
I think it's taken this amount of time to like get to the point where like they've discovered themselves like what they've got to do for Gears.
Exactly. Yeah, they've got a plan. They've probably got a plan for the next few years, but you just don't know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I said, I think they're working on multiple. Like they're definitely. I reckon they are working on multiple projects. I know he was talking about like the Phoenix collection earlier, which is so funny because I made a bunch of videos in 2015 when like obviously Gears Wii, the original remastered Gears 1 rumors started, and like we were talking about Halo Master Chief collection released like 6 months ago. Like, why can't we get something like that for Gears? I know you was talking about it with Rawr earlier. Like,
the Marcus
Gears IP on PC right now, like it's incomplete. You can't play Gears 2 or Gears 3 if you don't own an Xbox. Like, they're not playable on PC at all.
Which is wrong. Which is
totally wrong. Like you said, with the servers going off, like if they decide to turn off the Gears servers and they haven't got like a collection, like that'd be so not good, man.
They know. I know they know. Xbox is aware. Even because it was you, Shadows, that tweeted one of them, and he said get it trending. Yeah.
So like that's the crazy thing about doing content. Like the amount I have hundreds of Coalition employees that follow me. I'm always forgetting it, and they come in the stream as well. I'm always forgetting. Like sometimes I'm raging at the game, and they're like, "Right, Shadows, yeah, it's me for the Coalition," and I'm like, "Oh shit." But yeah, I'm so lucky, man. Like going through all of the events and all of the opportunities, like. I have, multiple Xbox executives that work on like the marketing side and that sort of like thing at Xbox, at Microsoft for Gears of War. And yeah, I just tweeted out like, let's get this like Marcus Phoenix collection thing popping. Like, and yeah, his name was Guy Welch. I think he's one of the senior marketing guys for Gears. So he's been on it for a long time. And yeah, he said, get it trending.
It's hard though to do that. It's a big ask.
Yeah. You need big names to do that, but like I said, this same conversation happened like 5 years ago, and like the fact that it's been brought up like 5 years later, and there's been a bit of buzz again. Like I would take a collection of like old, basically like what Gears of War Ultimate Edition was for Gears 1, but for 2 and 3, and even maybe Judgment. Like it
has to be.
Maybe just like the Judgment campaign, isn't it? Like and like changing the controls back, and sorting out if like maybe even removing the crosshair or. Like just making it like a normal Gears game. But yeah, I would definitely take something like that if TC wanted to be like, we want 5 years development on Gears 6, like 3 years to complete it, like 1 year to polish like graphics and this and that, and then like maybe an extra year just to like ready the content that will barrage us at launch.
I hope, dude. I hope.
I do. It's like because I think on a developer stream, was it Danny? Someone made it aware that they had seen it. They obviously can't comment because the minute they comment on it, they've said
confirmed.
Yes, confirmed. But I do think obviously at some point the Xbox Live servers are going to 360 servers will go down. Halo servers have been taken offline next year, so it hasn't said it's all the Xbox Live servers, just the Halo. But come on, it's inevitable.
Yeah. That happens. It's gonna happen to Gears. Like, maybe I think like with the power of Infinite and how much the resources they're putting into that, and then obviously you have the Master Chief Collection playable as well. Like, I think it makes sense for Halo to be able to do that. But yeah, I would love to be able to get remake cutscenes of like Gears 2 and 3 and experience like Dom finding Maria and the Carmines and. Obviously, Dom's death in Gears 3, like being able to experience like those massive epic moments like of the original trilogy in like a new way. Because like in terms of like marketing, like if you look at it, like again like PC and like the latest Xboxes, like Gears 1 Ultimate Edition and then 4 and 5 and now Tactics are all at the same like fidelity, 4K, 60 FPS, and then obviously on PC it's higher as well. And then Gears 5 with obviously the 120 recently, but like you're missing out on Gears 2 and 3, which are, Gears 2 is like my favorite Gears game of all time. The campaign and like unreal, bro. Multiplayer, like when I got hardcore, like I was ring boosting all sorts. I was ready for them leaderboards, man. In and out, in and out, in and out. XP.
I do believe it's what they need, though. I mean, even though I have Game Pass, I do buy gears still.
Yeah,
I'd rather own it, obviously, because technically Game Pass is actually renting. Yeah.
But, so I got the DLC for free, and I bought it on a second account just because I want more Gears of War story. Yeah, I want that.
But no, they know. I think even Phil Spencer Xbox, I think they see it. They see it.
Yeah, 100%.
They could be already, for all we know, they could be already working on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Of course, there must be. Yeah. Hopefully. Anyway, man. Anyway, I've really enjoyed being on this podcast with you today, dude. Talking about my life, Gears, and just content creation, and just getting shadows in here. It just tops it all.
I mean, is it all right if I edit you into the thumbnail, Shadows? And
do what you need, man. Yeah, do what you need.
Yeah.
So I know you wanted to ask about the TCA program. Like, I think that started in 2016. It was basically like the idea of like the coalition creating a middle bridge between us and them to allow content to just be pushed to the max, And there's still like I know Dana, like the director of communities, like has been working hard for the longest time to get that to go public for like more accessible for more people. But it's just like with the amount of stuff that's been happening in Gears 5 that they've had, the changes that they need to make, like it's such a long process. But like I said, like I was in contact with TC from, like I said, like when they were called Black Tusk Studio in April 2014. And the woman Jack Fellin that I first met with, and then she introduced me to a bunch of people. Like that was how I was able to like get in contact with TC, and they provided me like originally at first it was like the Gears of War games, is like review copies early, and then it went from there to me asking like, hey, you release a skin, like I'm in no position to be spending like £10 to make a video that might make like £1. Like, would I be able to get like this character skin, in the game for like free, just so I can literally make that video? And then it stemmed from there, because I think the following years when they announced the TCA program. But yeah, it's like it's just like the coalition have access to all these tools and access to all this stuff that could just help content and push it even further with that developer support. Like I think recently, as you said, Rawr said earlier, like they're opening it up to more people joining, where like they set like the different requirements and such. And the thing with Gears is like the thing with Dana as well. He loves his sesh, but like he said to us, like he wants people on the TCA partner like list and the program itself that are just like massive Gears fans that just push consistent quality content, As I said earlier, like the graph that is required to do Gears of War content, because it is such a niche, like I'm trying my absolute best to try and change that, not only for me but for everyone. It requires everything. It requires you to sacrifice everything you do except making content. Hopefully like going into a Gears 6, because like with the changes to Gears 5, I think it was a little bit limited in terms of growth for the TCA program. Hopefully, like going into Gears 6, they're ready for that game to release, and they're ready to have this program to be done like efficiently and properly. Like at the moment, we get like the trip to Coalition was absolutely mad, of course. But apart from that, we basically at the moment get like access to digital content in game. Sometimes early.
They are really.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they could definitely do better on. Like, I know certain companies out there have like developer builds of the game that they give content creators so that they can jump on it and like play content early that's uploaded directly from the studio, So like, let's say maps are dropping in December, like we jump on this like developer build that we have access to in like November, and we can play all of the new content early and then, record it and get it ready. Because like for me, like for people like me and myself and like Rawr, like it's never really about like getting stuff early and like, oh, look at me, blah 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 blah, look at this, whatever. It's about like how can we support Gears as much as possibly from our end with like coalition support, which will in turn support the franchise as a whole and just allow like more eyes on content for everybody else involved, whether people are a TCA partner or not. It's just that like relationship between like the content side and the developer side, and pushing like what is possible, what's not, what isn't possible, which is like what we're going through right now.
Yeah, it's growing. We're getting there, slowly but surely. But You know, I'm just hoping for the future, like there will be more people making more content for Gears, and Gears it's growing as big as it can as a franchise, and we just get bigger, you know, because there's so much possibilities and so much people out there that I personally know that are making Gears content which are not getting supported like me and you do. And I wish they were getting supported as well, you know. So I just hope maybe 2021 there'll be a few more people getting invited into this, getting the characters, even just that just helps, you know, giving people characters to make some videos, and then maybe down the line getting the PNGs, better photos, 4K, just all the resources that we need, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. There's a site on online on Twitter. It's called the Initiative. It's like Gears Initiative.
Okay.
Like a source where you can get all your PNGs for.
It's a guy called ProGear. Yeah, he done a really good job of that.
Gears Utility,
Yeah, Gears Utility, that's it. Yeah. You can get that, but no, it does sound like a very good program. It does.
Yeah.
It's just been like in that sort of like start of initial phase.
Still beta stage.
Yeah, you know, I make Gears content the odd time, once in a blue moon.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't feel like I can, because I'm not at the level you guys are at in terms of skill, etc. on the game. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think people watch me because I'm not as good as, you know, guys like you. You know,
and there's a lot of expectations from me. Like if people come across me in Shadows in a game, they want to beat us, obviously, but they expect us, if they're watching a video from us, they want us to make sure we're getting a win, and we're not just getting pub stomped, but we're showing the character, but we're getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. Like, I hold myself to high regards. Like
me too.
Like if I die a couple of times, I just don't post. Like, I'd rather get a better gameplay. Like today's video, I think it just went live 16 minutes ago. It was 23 kills, 0 deaths, and like yesterday's video was 22 kills, 0 deaths. Like I hold myself to too high of an expectation. You know, sometimes it cripples me. Like it takes me hours to get a gameplay, but
sometimes I'm raw. That's my name, Rawr. It comes from being raw. It comes from being first time. I sometimes just go with the flow. Yes, I speak words. My language sometimes doesn't even come out.
Scottish comes out. Yeah.
Raw. It's right answer, wrong reason. You know. So yeah.
So one last question, if we could, not Gears related. If you could give any advice to aspiring content creators or streamers, what would it be to help people out?
I'll say 3 things. Okay, so it's all about obviously being positive. It's all about being dedicated. It's about being passionate. That's my 3 things. If you don't have any of that, then you're not going to make it in content creation of wherever you, whatever game, whatever genre, whatever you're doing. Same for streaming. You've got to have a passion. You've got to have a personality as well. You can't be just a boring person. You've got to be entertaining. You've got to have a bit of sense of humor, and you've also got to be kind of skillful when it comes to things as well. People don't want to watch someone that's rubbish. I'm sorry, but
no, you are right. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I would say my advice for content would be, like, first of all, you got to find what you love. You know, you can't force it. It has to be completely genuine, and you have to enjoy what you do. You know, that is to start it off straight away. Second thing is like how bad you want it, man. Like I tell people all the time, like we live this life once, man. You know, you get one shot one time. Let's get it. If you want something, you need to just like the only person that can make it happen is you. You know, like you are your biggest enemy, and you are like the biggest thing that's in the way of anything ever happening. So like you just have to go absolutely all out, especially in this day and age, like with content and how like saturated it is. No matter what it is, what type of content or streaming thing it is, like game or anything, you have to work like bet harder than everybody else, like in the room or as in, you know, obviously on the internet, like in the scene itself. Like, you know, if people are already doing 7 videos a week, like you need to do more than that. Like you need to put yourself out there in terms of like just going absolutely hard at it while enjoying it, you know. Obviously it's all about like obviously the typical like consistent, you know, quality content, and like, you know, like from our perspective with Gears, like, you know, me and Rawr are known, like this isn't like a million YouTube subscriber game. Like it's such a small niche of a game, but like where we've been able to find, you know, if you call it success or like you know, an opportunity to grow something, is just like super passionate, absolutely love it, and just just being genuine and real, and just, you know, enjoying it as you're doing it. You know, like, if you're not enjoying it or having a good time, it will never happen. You know, it never will be a thing, because you'll just be beating yourself up. You know?
Too much. Yeah, exactly. We always do expect more, and we do want things to be, you know, certain things, and then we expect more. But sometimes it just can't be that way. Sometimes you just got to kind of take it as it goes, and then things will come to you, and you will have little blocks stopping you on the way. But if you can get past these blocks, you will also manage to become more successful, because you've managed to beat that first like block or stoppage, as I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Like me and Shadows have had a few, I'm not saying meltdowns or like feeling like down and shit, but you do have these days where you're thinking, nah, I don't want to do it today, not feeling it. But then you just kind of got to get yourself out of that mindset and like just do it, you know. Sometimes rest is needed. Sometimes you do need a few days off. I mean, that's why Shadows goes to see his girlfriend. That's why sometimes I go out to see my friends, or go see my dad, go to football. I just take my mind off of gaming and Gears, and then refresh yourself and back to the grind on Monday or whatever. Go again.
Oh, it's good. I mean, good advice off both of you. I mean, hopefully it helps someone, because you guys know exactly how to do it. You know, you are in the content creation YouTuber / streamer field.
Of course.
I think hopefully it will help somebody. It will.
Man, yeah. You know, in DMs, even like a lot of folk ask questions. I always reply to people, give them a bit of feedback and stuff. It's all you can do, but it basically is down to the person himself. So, yeah, man.
Definitely. Thanks for coming. Thanks for agreeing to come on, and thanks for stopping by, Shadows. It was nice.
I appreciate the invite. Like, I actually love podcast type content, man. Like, it's what I've been watching a lot of recently. Like, when videos are rendering or I'm waiting for uploads to finish. Like, I can always talk Gears, man. Like, I could sit here for the next 12 hours if you said so. You know, like, if it was ready to go, like, I could. I love Gears, man. I love making content, and you know, till the very, very last moment ever, like, I'm always trying like push the boundaries of like what's possible in like the Gears franchise. And like we said earlier, like, the more people like uploading and, you know, creating Gears of War content, like, you know, not only in our circles, the community, but, like, you know, you were saying you was from the Xbox community, like, the amount of Xbox gamers out there that, like I said, don't even know Gears of War content exists with this like massive IP that Xbox now owns is crazy. But yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate the invite. I'm like, I'm glad I joined, man. Like,
yeah, well, I didn't expect it earlier. Like, Rawr was like, "Should we get Shadows in?" I was like, "No way would he come in." Like, no, boy.
Raw's like, me and Rawr are really good friends, man. So like, he's like, "Yo, Gears gas." I'm like, "Gears gas, Gears gas." Yeah, let's go.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Dred, Paul, VJ, Dragon Wolf, and everyone on Raw's stream. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, everybody.
You tell people where you can find you, Rawr.
Yes, absolutely, bud. You guys can find me on Twitch, which is on Rawr93, or my YouTube. Just type in Rawr Gears or Rawr Gal, and you'll find me.
Right, Shadows, can you tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, it's like SASxSH4DOWZ, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Discord. Anywhere Gears is mentioned, I'll be there. I'll be there lurking in the shadows, man. You know.
Oh, good to hear. Thanks. I will be updating the title and the description and the thumbnail, because it kind of joint podcasting.
Last party, baby. Let's go.
Right. Thanks everyone for watching, and cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.